Tiara's Revenge. Not Tiara's Revenge. I'm going to get a nice Twitch summary. You were on for 1 minute and 32 seconds and nobody fucking cared. As opposed to the other times, it's like, you've been on for 2.5 hours and nobody fucking cared. Yep, exactly. Exactly. All right, volume is good. I think our description is good. I think we are ready to get started. Where's my drink? Let me take a drink.
Where'd you put it?
Here. All right. Ready?
Ready.
Welcome back to the Lost Joystick Network, episode 50. It says so right on this cookie.
50.
Episode 50, everybody. We need something to stand that up with. Oh, shit! Ah! Mom! Mom!
Try, boys and girls, it's 50.
I'd say that's screaming for your mother worthy.
That's it, so.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, episode 50. We made it.
We did.
They said it couldn't be done.
They didn't. Oh, they did.
Who?
They said it couldn't be done.
They sure did.
I said they didn't, but they
The
did.
big 5-0. Hey, you know,
Holy crap, Matty Ice and Marky Marker and
you should come down to the studio because we got cookies and cake, buddy. Look at this.
let's go, jerk face.
You better get down here. We have a whole plethora of designs.
Is that Matt or Mark?
I would think that is both based on the name. Anyway.
Well, I didn't know, like, if...
No, it's not both.
Oh.
Anyway, they should come down and let us know when they're here.
Yeah, they both should.
Yeah. Anyway, for the Quake cake, that is exactly right.
Hell yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute. So, we're back for episode 50. I think that's a milestone.
I'd say it is.
I'm a couple years away from it myself in real life.
Oh.
So, yeah, can't wait. But I think the show's in better shape than I am. That's not saying much, folks. Anyway, my name is Mike, joined always by my co-host, Jay. Jay, how you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I am doing great. I got surprised.
You did.
About 40 minutes ago, I was trying to get things set up. Usually I do a lot of prep. I'm down here all day, trying to get things ready and all that. Today we got down here around 6:30.
Yeah.
And I was chasing things. I wasn't quite where I wanted to be with things being ready and all that. And then at about 7:30,
About 7:15.
our good friend Julie and Carl Spaniola, Julie showed up and they brought us presents. And Amy, my wife, surprised me with a few things.
I didn't realize that was Carl Spaniola.
Yeah.
Now I feel like total jerk face because I know Carl.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize it was him.
Yeah.
He looks so different.
Yeah.
It's the beard.
Yeah. Huh. Anyway.
Sorry, I digress.
That's okay. I'll edit all that out.
Okay.
So we got surprised. Amy got me cookies. Okay.
I know.
I know you know. A little 50. Here's one that says Jay and Mike.
Forever.
TLA. We got our little logo and cookies. Look at that.
Yeah, look at
we
that.
got cookie logos, everybody. Or logo cookies, I think would be the way to put it. And Julie does a side business called Julie Sweets. I think it's her primary business now. And she's in Flint. And she is she's an artist who makes cookies. And you can just tell. Like, discussing earlier, I was like, I don't even want to eat them because she takes so much time and puts so much effort into them. And they're so beautiful. This one is a little Atari joystick with the little dots. And one of my personal favorite, the Triforce cookie. Look at it, folks. It's amazing.
I'm going to put a disclaimer in this episode right now. That's the only discussion we're having of Zelda tonight.
Okay, well, it's not. So
No Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, well, I'll just mute your microphone. So
I'm going to mute yours.
what in the fuck? And this isn't even like the coolest part. This is the coolest part, but it's half of the coolest part.
It is.
Because the coolest part is this.
You're going to have to go up to the camera on that one, or am I?
No.
You want me to go up so you don't have to climb over everything? You got it?
Go around.
So not only does Julie make cookies, she also makes cakes. And we're kind of giving away the episode tonight, but she made a Quake cake. And yes, tonight's episode is Quake.
Look at that. Man, I can't wait to eat that monkey. I wish we could like display it so people could see it. There's just no way to do it. I'm gonna leave it right there. Anyway.
Just have a cake on here.
I don't want to use the cookies to display.
Robbie, I want to eat that.
I just want to put it like that. I'm not gonna. Okay, it's fine. Staying like that for now. So, what a great yeah. Hey, I'll tell you this: it's a 101, and it's an amazing cake. She did such a great job. Even the logo, like look at the word there on the box.
Yeah.
Look at that on the cake.
Oh yeah.
She just details. So I had mentioned we talked about it at the end of the last episode, and I mentioned it to Amy. And it was like, oh, I'm not gonna have time. She doesn't make cakes anyway. Well, Amy went and got it all done anyway. So pretty fucking cool. I got a Quake cake. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So yeah. Jay, what game are we talking about?
We're talking about Quake.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Quake, everybody. So divert from the standard format of hiding it from people when they all know anyway. So yeah.
The cool thing is with the cookies, you could go Jay and Mike.
Yeah, or
are on their 50th episode about video games on the Lost Joystick Network about Quake.
It's true. It's linear.
Yeah.
This one says Mike and Jay. I like it better than Jay and Mike.
I like the Jay and Mike one.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. Give me that one.
No.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so Jay, how was your week?
As I'm crinkling cookies. It was good. Didn't do a whole lot. Got her pool open.
I want a John and Robbie cookie. I'll work on it. I'll talk to her. She just did what she could do, man. I'm sorry.
Ooh, we might have a plan with the John and Robbie cookie.
Yeah, we'll work on that. I'll talk to her. Obviously, she's quite capable or quakeable.
Quakeable.
Anyway, so you were saying, how's your week?
A good week.
Good.
Weeks.
Yeah.
Has it been 2 weeks? Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. 2 weeks
Got
in
the
a
pool
day.
open at the house.
Nice. Lucky. Mine's halfway done.
Yeah, mine's done. I got in it actually on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hopped in it and vacuumed it out. It was a little brisk. It was about 75, 73, 74.
Bet it was.
So.
This week, not as cool.
No.
So.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
How about you? How about your weeks?
Oh, man. Well, according to the sheet here, I went to Canada. Canada.
What is
Went
that?
to Canada. I mistyped. I don't know what happened there. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Looks like a death metal band.
Yeah, maybe it is. Went to Canada, and I'll talk a little bit about why in the pickup sections, but I saw a couple of friends while I was there. Was there from Friday to Saturday of the Memorial Day weekend. Amy and her daughter were out of town for their 8th grade trip. They went to Washington, D.C., so it left me with some spare time, and I wanted to get across the border. Found out about this Nexus thing, where it's like TSA pre-check, but for like by land in car to Canada, from the U.S., so I applied for that. Wasn't able to take advantage of it this time, but hopefully next time I go, that sounds pretty dope.
Just like an open gate. You got to slow down and be like, here it is.
Yeah.
Out.
I just waved my...
You're back in a week.
I just flashed my federal breast inspector's ID at them. I'm with the FBI. Anyway, so did that. I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry. Where's my Zelda cookie? Right there. Take a bite.
All right, I muted them. No more Tears of the Kingdom.
What did I tell you about touching anything ever?
Do what I want.
Oh, yeah. Well, you have first billing, so we do whatever you like now. I forgot. So, yeah, I've been playing a lot of that, just digging into the game. Been talking to John a lot about playing it. It's a great game. It's familiar but different, and it's the only way I can describe it. Yeah. So, I'm doing a lot of that. And then you and I had a little joint venture that we went in.
I do not smoke marijuana cigarettes.
Okay. Well, we went somewhere together.
I thought we talked about this last episode.
The Motor City Comic Con?
Yeah, I thought we did.
I don't think that we did, but maybe we did.
I think we did.
Okay. Well, maybe I have those over there, so I'll pull those out.
Oh, you know what? That's why, because you didn't have them framed last time.
Will you mind grabbing those?
Sure.
All right. So that's a little bit about what we've been up to. Yeah, I guess we already talked about the Comic Con, so I'll just cut that all out because whatever, I'm an idiot. But I think that brings us to, now that we've switched this, and I'm going to edit this. All right. What is it? The collecting update? time for the collecting update. Jay, I'm going to let you go first.
Did you do the Give Me What You Got already?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it.
You were busy helping me out. Thank you.
I missed the goat.
I think a Keefly is essentially a John and Robbie cookie. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
I'm worried about what that means.
Should I Google that? I'll do it when you're talking. So, no, I'm not giving you that. I'm using that.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. What'd you get?
I got. Didn't get a whole lot. I actually did get one thing, and it's actually video game related.
Oh my
Normally,
God!
I never
Whoa.
talk about video game stuff.
I would use the oh shit sound, but we've already used it.
Yeah, we did. Well,
Can't really.
It's episode 50. I think we can use it as much as we want.
So what was it you said you got?
I got actually something video game related.
Oh shit! Ah! Mom!
That clip never gets old.
It won't.
I love that clip.
What'd you get?
I got a PlayStation 5. I know.
Oh shit!
You should have just hit it again.
No. It's trying to just mock it.
I'm gonna hit it all night here.
Whoa.
The button.
Okay. Anyway, what else did you get? You got the PS5. Cool.
Yeah, I got a PlayStation 5.
Okay.
So that was a gift from a good friend.
Yeah. Who?
I helped him do some stuff at a convention, and he felt that he owed me because I apparently put in my time, which I think is ridiculous.
That guy wanted to get you an analog pocket, and that's been an ordeal.
Yeah.
So I went with the least portable console of all time, the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, that's probably the least portable.
The complete antithesis of the analog pocket.
That thing is bigger than the TV it's hooked up to.
Holy shit, is that thing huge?
Yes, it is. It's giant. It's fun, though. I've been playing Miles Morales on that for, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a good time.
Nice.
Other than that, not much. That's it.
All right.
Pretty basic for me.
Yeah.
How about you? I bet you got something.
I've been collecting cookies, buddy.
Oh, we got them here.
Yeah, they're all here. No, I got quite a bit. So I've been doing the buying thing, trying to get prepped for VGS. We're going to be at Video Game Summit in McCook, Chicago suburb, McCook, Illinois. July 8th, I believe, is a Saturday. So I got to kind of get prepped. I got to replenish from the pillaging that was Midwest Gaming Classic, which I've been doing plenty of.
I was going to say, I think you're pretty replenished.
Oh, yeah, I've gotten good stuff. I've gotten a ton of Super Famicom stuff, Zelda, Super Metroid. I think Valdor was looking for a Zelda, so I got to talk to him about that because I got a couple. I want to see if he's still looking for one. And just a bunch of good stuff. I got Tales of Fantasia, just cool stuff. What was the one? Magic Knight Ray Earth. I've never seen that one. That was kind of cool. So I picked that up. I also got a couple of other lots. I got a PC Engine lot, and I got a PC Engine CD lot. And, mostly RPGs and fun stuff. Tales of Xanadu, a few other things. What?
Nothing.
Okay. Something.
Nothing.
All right. I'm going to have to go walk myself back in here. So that's all right. But the most interesting thing I got from those PC Engine games was Dynasty Hero, which I think is, what's it called? It's a Wonder Boy and Monsterland 3 or something, but it's actually Dynastic Hero here in the United States. It was released as a late release turbo game as Dynastic Hero. And that is, the US version is very, very expensive. I think it's like the second hardest to find / most expensive turbo game after Magical Chase. It's close. I don't know if it's exactly that, but I have the Japanese version, which has cool cover art, and I don't know if I'm going to sell that one. It's kind of cool. I have other PC Engine games, so I'm kind of like, I'm never going to, I don't think I'll ever pay for the Dynastic Hero. I don't think I'm ever going for the full turbo set and paying ungodlies of thousands of dollars, but I've said that about other things before, and here we are.
Well, I guess the question with that is if you had say you got like who is it that does analog they have a turbo version of a turbo duo. Would that play if you ever got your hands on one of those? Would that play?
Well, funny you should mention the Analog Duo because I pre-ordered one of those also.
Oh,
so they put pre-orders up for that, pre-ordered that. That being said, I have a US Turbo Duo that's been modded to play Japanese Hue cards, and it's RGB modded, all that crap. So I could play it now if I want. Okay. But the analog does play imports.
You like how I set that up for you, right?
It was perfect segue into the fact that I bought an analog duo, which I found out after I purchased doesn't come with a controller. You got to buy the controller separately, which I ordered, but it was kind of funny. So we talked about the Motor City Comic Con, like you said last time.
Yeah.
One of the things I got were a couple of prints from Bob Camp, Ren and Stimpy artist and co-creator. So I got them framed, and I just wanted to show them off for those on the live stream. So there's one right there. He told me this was the original art for the pilot that he had drawn like as an oil painting, and that they wound up like converting into this somehow. And then my favorite one. This is so good for those just listening. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. Everyone wants a log. It's better than bad. It's good.
It is good.
It's log. And it was a neat story. You know, he was very talkative.
Yes.
And he kind of went over like, basically he said, all I did was take things that were familiar in like the subconscious of America. We watched a bunch of old video game and cereal commercials, and then we just can't, we're not video game, I'm sorry, toy and cereal commercials, and then we just kind of ripped them off. And we just took things familiar and kind of put them into the people's psyche. And I showed him the logo to the podcast. He's like, I know those assholes. They sucked to work with.
Oh, yeah, because he did some stuff with LJM.
Yep, he worked the Thundercat stuff, or I forget what it was. But we just laughed, but I said, but you recognized it immediately. And he was like, yes, I did. Anyway, so those were cool. And then I grabbed a few video game comics. We talked about those already. I just sent some things into a buddy. It's not a buddy. I sent them into Impressive Comic Books in Florida to have pressed and then sent off to CGC. And then the real reason I went to Canada.
Candaria?
Canadera. Anyway, the real reason I went to Canada, I have a friend there, lives in London. He had a Vectrex and a number of boxed games, and he wanted to trade them to me for a bunch of stuff that I had. He does conventions and shows in Canada, and he wanted to trade them off to me, so I wound up taking him a bunch of stuff, and we just did the deal and traded. I went and saw a friend of mine in Burlington, which is just outside of Hamilton, and then I came back to London the next day and hung with him. And we had some video game stores. I didn't bring any of it with me because I didn't bring my bag because I'm an idiot, but I did pick up a couple of things while I was out. I got a couple of Canadian Gyromite variants, which are the 3-screw, because I didn't have any 3-screw Gyromites.
Oh, yeah.
So I grabbed a couple of those.
They're really nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they were. And then I got a couple of loose Zelda carts, Zelda 1 and 2 for the NES that are the Canadian version. They have the French writing. In fact, I found out it was the first print of, I thought I brought those, but I didn't bring those either. It was the first print of Zelda 2 and the third print of Zelda in Canada are the versions I have. And they're really nice too.
And the difference is the batteries are backwards.
Well, the batteries only hold like 75% as much as the US version.
Oh, that's what
it is. So I got a few other things from him.
I thought you actually went to Canada to get smokes and pepperoni.
I tried to get smokes and pepperoni, but they shut me down on pepperoni because they didn't have the kind I wanted. But I did get some ketchup chips and some orange motherfuckers. So anyway, got the box and manual and map for Dragon Warrior 3, which Holden also had, which was nice. And then I picked up, I just got this from John, actually. I went down and saw John on the way back yesterday at Rock'em Sock'em Retro and grabbed Bulls vs. Blazers for the Sega Genesis complete in box. The stupidest, worst basketball game ever made, but I have a lot of good memories playing this game with my friend Tom, and he'll be excited. I'll show this to him at some point, and he'll be excited. And
remember when the Bulls and Blazers were really good?
Yeah. I remember the Blazers lost to the Pistons in the finals, and the Bulls lost to in the conference finals. It's like, hey, gee, thanks for making this game about two teams that weren't as good as Detroit. I don't see any Detroit games around. Thanks a lot, dickheads.
If you read on the back, it actually says Bulls versus Blazers, and it says the two teams that couldn't beat the Pistons.
Yeah, exactly. Shows a picture of Joe Dumars stopping him, like Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler or something. I also grabbed this because it's a low number limited edition. It's the J 2030. So pretty low number on that limited edition Bulls versus Blazers EA Sports game that people are just clamoring for. And the last thing I want to show off real quick is this. We all remember the last episode, Yar's Revenge. While I was on the episode, I purchased the 12-inch Yar's Revenge record from Australia. And you know what? It is here, and it is in immaculate shape. And it says right on it, an exciting adventure story. It's still in the shrink with the hype sticker on it. So this thing has been very well maintained and cared for, and which is great because honestly, I will never play it. It is simply to put out and see the cool Yar logo.
How would you not want to listen to the exciting, what does it say, exciting adventure story?
Well, if I have 10 minutes, I might. It's Ray's Vengeance. That's right. Sean is here. Hello, Chefish. Ray's Vengeance. So that's pretty much it for collecting.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That was under 20 minutes.
And I got a lot too.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. I'm trying to be efficient, man.
Yeah, last time you were putting people to sleep.
Yeah, well, I do that all the
We
time.
went from 5 viewers to 3.
Probably still did this time too. Anyway,
So
Jay, since we've already talked about what we're going to talk about, what are we talking about?
Quake for the PC.
Quake for the PC.
Yes.
It is true. Quake for the PC.
For Windows 95.
Well, no. Yes, but no. We'll get into all that. Why don't you tell me which platforms it was on and when it was released?
Well, it was on PC DOS, of course.
Of course.
It was on the Amiga,
Yeah.
Mac OS,
Mm-hmm.
Sega Saturn,
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo 64,
Kinda.
Linux,
Yep.
Windows,
And
etc.
this has been on everything.
Yes.
Quake is like Doom in a lot of ways in that it is pervasive and has been ported to basically everything and is the foundation for a lot of what you do nowadays as it relates to first-person shooters and playing against friends and all that good stuff. So yes, when did this game come out on the PC? Because we are going to focus primarily on the PC version.
June 22nd, 1996.
That is correct.
So that would have made me 19, and
Yep.
you would have been 21.
And do you
You
remember?
were of legal drinking age, and what were you doing? Playing Quake.
I was not yet at this point. I was
Oh, no,
3
you would
weeks
have been-
shy.
yeah.
I was 3 weeks shy of
Right,
legal
I didn't
drinking
think
age.
about that.
I was living in the apartment in Davison, which you used to come over and hang out
Yep.
at. And yeah, that's what I was doing.
And I think we played this on the same monitor and PC that you had in 1996.
Perhaps. Yeah, you sure did today, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a little rig going there. So, good old Quake.
You want to give me some deets on the gameplay and story?
I do. There's not a lot to the story, okay? The gameplay and story of this game is it is a first-person shooter, okay? And it's light on the story. Like it's this game was designed more so to run around and shoot stuff and to be able to play multiplayer, right? So there's not a big story, although there is one. Essentially, you are the sole survivor of, quote, Operation Counter-Strike, and you're trying to acquire these 4 runes in order to, you're trying to acquire these 4 runes from these 4 different dimensions to be able to, once you have them, you can access this pit of Naragath. I don't know, Nigrath. I don't know how to say that, which is also known as Quake, which is the main villain of this game. And what you're trying to do is gain access because Quake is attempting to, I don't know, take over the world or do something bad. It's
The universe.
the universe, yes. And so you have to run around and kill a bunch of, some scary shit in this game. It's all over the place. You start with like Dobermans and like these grunt guys, and then you move into these things that like Fiends. They're like these big beasts with like slicing hands, and there's ogres and this Shamblers, this big giant thing with no face that shoots lightning bolts at you. And there are these villains, I can't remember what they're called. They look like half spiders. They're like spiders, but they only have 4 legs, and I hate those fucking things. The wraiths or whatever, the Shraith or whatever, like this big white looking thing that goes and it shoots this shit at you. Oh my God. This game it's kind of scary.
Don't forget about the Minotaur dickhead with the chainsaw hand that throws grenades at you.
That's the ogre.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's a cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool because if you know how to deal with him, you get close enough where he thinks he should use the chainsaw, but you just shoot his ass.
Yeah.
It's great. So yeah, but if you're too far away, he'll chuck grenades at you. Yeah. So that's essentially the story of Quake. Is you're running around trying to collect these runes to defeat Quake. And there's 4 different difficulty levels. So when you first walk into the game, when you first start the game, you're essentially presented with 3 paths. You know, you can go left, like to the left, straight, or to the right. And that's easy, normal, and hard. Also, they have a hidden mode called Nightmare Mode, where you go into the hard mode. And when you enter the hard mode, you go to this ledge of this thing. It looks like you're going to drop into a lake. but you actually drop and there's a path that you can, like a rail you can land on.
Yeah.
So you walk out, land on this rail, and then walk around this thing very carefully. And then there's a section called Nightmare. And let me tell you, it is a fucking nightmare. I have beat this game on Nightmare before, but I'm going to tell you, I would not recommend it. It is fucking hard, man. It is a complete pain in the ass. This game is not an easy game really to play first person. Like it's really kind of out to get you. But the beauty of this game is not really in the first person experience, although I do enjoy it. So, but yeah, there's the 4 levels of difficulty. The 4 episodes we talk about, they are where the runes come from. Each of these episodes have their own 7 or 8 levels per episode type thing. If you die while you're playing one of the levels of an episode, you start at the very beginning, which sucks because there are times you get to the end, which is usually your toughest enemy, and if you die, you're cooked and you got to start all fucking over. Now, there's also quick saves in this game, so you could like hit, I think, F5 or whatever it is, or F1 or 2, whatever, and it would save your, almost like a, what do they call it now? What's the term when you save a save state? It's almost like a save state. Yeah. PC's had that for years because what's going to stop you? You know, like it's whatever. So you could use like a save state. So if you died, you could just load your last save and you'd be able to go ahead with it. But some of the cool things about this game, it kind of invented things like strafing and strafe jumping. So you could move from side to side and jump, and also rocket jumping. So the ability to, like, you'll just be running along and there's a path that's higher than you could normally get to. You could use your own rocket launcher to shoot yourself up into the air and then, you know, ascend to the right height to be able to get where you need to go. Yeah. So we'll get into a bit more about what this game brought into and you know, provided to gaming in general here in the background and development. So I'm assuming you probably want me to talk about this because sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can talk about it. You know, go ahead. You want to tell Jay? Why don't you tell me a little bit about the background and development of Quake with my minor interrupting?
With your minor interrupting?
Major interrupting.
Major, okay. So it was developed by id Software or ID Software.
I always called it ID. I always wanted to call it ID. Back when I was a kid, it was never id.
It is id though, isn't it?
It is id.
Yeah.
It is id. But I've always called it ID.
But it was developed by id Software. The developers were John Carmack, Michael Abrash, and John Cash. Not to be confused with
the Man in Black?
Yeah, the Man in Black, Johnny Cash.
John Cash might be the Man in Brown based on how this game looks.
I would say the Man in Kahaki.
Yeah, Kahaki, yeah. Kahaki pants.
And then the level and scenario design was done by American McGee.
Yep.
Sandy Peterson. Mm-hmm. John Romero.
Yep.
And Tim Willits.
Willits or something, I don't know, yeah. Yeah, American McGee went on to do Alice and a number of other horror-themed games. I enjoyed his stuff. John Romero, I think everybody knows who that is. He was one of the founders of id Software. I always want to call it ID. He's a big classic game nerd, classic PC game nerd collector. So, you know, he might be on stream right now. If he is, say hi.
What?
Get to the 9-inch nails part, he says. Oh, we're getting there, Chefish. Don't you worry. So, yeah. I'm
going to have you take over, though, because I want to look something up about John Romero real quick. I have something that I probably should have looked at sooner.
That's fine. Yeah, so John Romero he was one of the founders of Quake, or one of the founders of id, and also, you know, did games like Daikatana, and he's been very heavily involved in the community and all that good stuff. So the primary designer of the game was Sandy Peterson, and Sandy Peterson kind of developed the theme for the game, like the overarching. It has this HP Lovecraftian theme to it, like they call it like cosmic horror, and it's apt. You know, a lot of, like I said, the Shambler has no face, and you have these weird floaty things coming after you, and it just has that like that feel to it. You know, like it's, I want to say steampunk, but it's like muddier than that. You know what I mean? I think anybody who's familiar with what I'm talking about knows what I'm getting at here. But so yeah, and some of the monsters in this game were lifted straight from some of the stuff that Sandy Peterson had done prior. So who published this game, Jay?
It was published by GT Interactive.
And get this. You know what I just found out as doing research for this game is?
What's that?
GT in let me say this all over. The GT in GT Interactive stands for Good Times. The Good Times home video company, this was their game publishing arm. So any person that's familiar with VHS tapes knows who Good Times home video is. They're the people who took a bunch of like, what's the word? I can't think of anything anymore. Public. What's something when it's public work now? It's a public domain.
Yeah.
They took a bunch of public domain films, put them on VHS and sold them cheap and all stuff. And so, but GT Interactive is Good Times Home Videos game publishing. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? And they actually got sold off to Infogrames in 1999, who basically bought everybody and is now Atari, which is really weird. So tell me, yeah.
I had the reason I paused is I had to look something up that I didn't even think about until just now, and it just popped into my head.
Sure.
Was the level and scenario design for this game was John Romero. So I'm like, this can't be related to George Romero, the director that did Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
So I was thinking there was no way. I looked up. He's not.
He's not.
No.
Also, I'll tell you that id Software was founded by John Carmack, John Romero, and Adrian Carmack.
Yes.
Adrian Carmack, no relation to John. And that was
weird.
Yeah, very confusing to us as kids, younger. So anyway, yeah, this game is based around the Quake engine, which was designed by John Carmack. Again, we talked about. He also did the TCP/IP networking model and essentially helped to how do I put this? You want to play Call of Duty online, okay? You want to play any of these first-person shooters against people online? This is where it all started. This was the first game where you could jump online and find somebody to play against and go, you know what? There's a server running. I know the name of the server. I'm going to go right to it and connect, and there'll be people there to play. Or things like Quake World came out, which was a client that allowed you to be able to get online and kind of regulated what you could and couldn't do, right, to make sure there was fair play. But also, it allowed you to kind of find servers very quickly. Like you could sort them by your ping, how close you were to them, whatever. But it gave people the ability to play against other people anywhere in the world. And you can thank Quake for that. That's where it all started. There were other ways to play games against people on a network, but it was always local networks and that type of stuff. And there was no like death match, right? So yeah, that's where that came from. And
is there anything, was there even games at that point that you could play with 15 people? Because that was the big piece with that, is you could play online or local with 15 people.
Why do you do this to me live?
Because I like to.
I don't know. But no, I mean, thinking of it myself, no.
I can't think of anything. That's why I was...
Things that came after this were things like Unreal Tournament or Counter-Strike Go, which was a mod of Half-Life, those types of things. But before that, no. I mean, we would certainly play with 5, 10, 16 people. We would do LAN parties and have well more than at least 16 people playing at times. So absolutely. I would say that it is my opinion that this game helped to... It was the beginning of esports, right? So there was a tournament around this. If you were around back in the day and you were plugged into the PC gaming scene at all, everybody knew who Thresh was. Thresh, whose real name is Dennis Fong, won John Carmack's Ferrari at what was called the Red Annihilation Tournament. It was sponsored by Microsoft in 1997. Mm-hmm. But this guy was a superstar. And I think the final match, he played a guy named Entropy. That was his screen name. And he beat him 14 to -1 on the second deathmatch map or something like that. He just, the guy was amazing and just incredible. And so, yeah, this was kind of the origins of being famous for playing a PC game or, whatever, however you want to look at that. So, yeah.
Didn't that guy pilot the jump shoot crap that people do in Call of Duty now? I'm joking. I'm just joking.
I do not know. But yeah, this game is, it had full 3D level design, right? So that it's this was the successor to Doom 2, right? Doom and Doom 2 were very similar, right? Very linear. You could not look up and down. You could move left, you could move right, forward and back, and that was it, right? There would be things up that you would have to shoot, but you would just shoot at them, and then magically your gun would point up in that direction because it knew it needed to. This game enabled mouse look. Mouse look gave you a complete 360-degree view of what was going on. You could look in any direction with your mouse, or however you want to do it, but I would use my mouse. So it really kind of opened up the world of the game, right? And it had its own programming language. So I think you saw me earlier today. I would be sitting there and I was playing my old mod, my old build of Quake, and like the weapon bounces, right? When you're going,
Yeah.
there are two things that drive me nuts in that game. The bouncing weapon, and when you go underwater, you get that wavy effect. You can disable both of those things with commands. So I think it's CL_Bob 0, and I want 0 effect for that Bob. And then all of a sudden my weapon just stays stationary. I don't have to worry about it. So,
Thinking of deathmatch, apparently John Romero actually created that term.
oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, Google knows all, so
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. But
I thought that was
yeah.
kind of neat.
So the Quake engine is what it was all based on. They didn't use the Quake engine for a lot else. I think the primary other things it was used for were the expansions to Quake, of which there were 2, and then Hexen 2, which is another id game, and Hexen 2's expansions. There's a Quake 2 engine. There are other engines that they built specific that they would, like the Unreal Engine. I think they still use the Unreal Engine today, or some variant therein of it. I forget what it's called for modern games. So, but the source code for the Quake engine was provided as a GPL, which is a general public license, which means you could use it for free and whatever. You should never have to pay for it. So that engine exists. Like John Carmack made that publicly available to anybody who ever wanted to use it in 1999, along with the Quake 2 engine. So yeah, neat stuff. It was one of the first games to support 3D hardware acceleration. So I remember vividly playing this game at like 320 by 240 resolution on my, standard like 17-inch PC monitor, and my friend got a Diamond Monster 3D card, and this game supported like all that GL, like the GL mapping and all that fancy stuff, and made it just, the game looked completely insanely different, right? Like it just looked so much nicer. Things were clean. Like when you played at that low of a resolution, things are blocky. It's hard to see, and then like just sometimes it's hard to believe there's a standard Quake and a GL Quake, the difference in what they looked like, right?
Yeah.
When you do that type of rendering and what it could look like. So, yeah. So that's a little bit about the background and development of Quake.
That was a little bit.
I will also say this game was kind of the end for id Software as we all knew it at the time. There was a lot of controversy and infighting about the game, how it should be developed, how it should be released, how much of it should be released when, all that stuff. And it kind of led to the fracturing of the company. A number of people left after it was released, including John Romero, who ran off to do Daikatana, unfortunately, which was the game he said he wanted Quake to be, which I'm glad it wasn't, because I like Quake, and Daikatana
You don't like it.
is another game. So, so yeah, there's a lot more to it from a background and historical perspective, but I didn't want to focus on that too much. Now, let's get to the part that Cheffish wants to talk about. The music and sound. Who did the music and sound, or really the music for this game, Jay?
It was actually composed by Trent Reznor.
What is that? Was he the Misfits?
9 Inch Nails.
Trenty only?
Yes.
I see. So that was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Like this was not right after, but not that long after the Downward Spiral was released. 9 Inch Nails was a gigantic band, and I was taken aback by the fact that not only did I find out that they did the music, which is, the soundtrack is, I didn't bring with me like an idiot, but I have the vinyl soundtrack. Like, why have it if I couldn't bring it tonight?
Which I do too, and
We're
I have
clowns.
Deegan's copy at my house.
It might be over there, but I don't think it is.
Should I check?
You go check.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's not. But he did the soundtrack for the game, and like he also provided the voice of the grunt or ranger or whatever you want to call the guy's name. Yeah, Masters of Doom. Yes. Actually, grab that book right there next to Simpsons World, Jay. Bring that over here. We have a new first time chatter. Sock on the Wind mentioned Masters of Doom. Do you mean this book, Sock on the Wind? Great book, by the way. His other band, Slam Bamboo. That is true. We don't know him for as much as that, or that as much. Yeah, Masters of Doom. Great book, highly recommended. So funny you should bring that up. It just happened to be down here. So no record, I think.
No record. But one thing I did want to mention about that, if people don't have the record, which unfortunately we can't show it here tonight, is it's only one-sided for a 12-inch.
Yeah.
And the other side is actually the Quake logo is etched into the record itself.
Wouldn't it have been cool if I'd have brought it?
Well, wouldn't it have been cool if I would have brought it?
Yeah.
Because I have 2 copies at my house.
Well, now you're turning it into me.
Yeah. Well, one's Deegan's, one's mine. Deegan left his records are over at my house.
One of the neatest parts I thought of the game was, and kind of we didn't know, Right? In 1996 is like, I did not know that the music was by Trent Reznor. I found that out like, I don't remember.
I didn't know.
I found it out while I was playing it, but the thing that tipped you off were the boxes of nails. The nails for the ammo boxes for the nail gun and super nail gun are 9-inch nails boxes. They have the NIN logo on them.
Yeah, I just never paid attention.
Yeah, they sure do. So the other cool part about this game that I always enjoyed was you could put any CD because it actually referenced the tracks from the CD. So the game itself has music tracks like Red Book Audio music tracks on it, and it references those as levels start. So level 4, it'll play track 4, whatever it is it's programmed to do. So you could put any CD in there, and it would play those tracks. So whatever track 4 was, it would play it. So I used Deftones Adrenaline a lot with this game, and it was an excellent fit. So anybody got a copy of Deftones Adrenaline on CD, pop it in there while you're trying to play Quake, and it's
on
a different...
your Windows 95 PC.
Yeah, on your... Well, which I have a couple. But which one? Yeah. The K62500 or the P31... Anyway, yeah, that's right. It was released on vinyl recently. Jay and I were just lamenting the fact that we both own it and didn't bring it for the set of the live stream because we are clowns. Yeah. Anyway, so always a neat tidbit that, yes, Trent Reznor did the music, but also was the voice of the main protagonist. That's him going, "Arr!"
Yeah.
Ah! That's him drowning.
Oh.
You ever hear him drown? Oh, yes. It's tough. That was one of the things about this game. I'll talk a little bit more about sound before we get into reception. This was the first game I really remember playing based on sound. I would sit there and play this game, and you could tell what was going on. If you're playing a death match against 1 or 2 or however many other people, you could tell what was going on by listening. You could tell where they were. If you knew the map well enough, you're like, oh, he just got the armor. I know where he is. Oh, he just got a weapon, or he just picked this up. You know, there were other clues, like if the weapons would respawn in a death match after a specific amount of time. So if it was gone, you'd know they'd recently been there or whatever. But this was the first game where I'm like, okay, I can hear him coming. You know, I know they're coming from my left. I know that he's in the water. I just heard him splash in there. He's probably going to go through here. You're always trying to think ahead when you death match, right? So that was one of the things I always really enjoyed about this game was you could hear those sounds and just like kind of play like, not blindly, but you're playing more with your ears sometimes than you are with your eyes against people. So anyway, I played this game a lot, people. A lot.
Is that maybe why it's our number 50 game?
It is. It's exactly why. You know what 50 stands for as well? If you put a little dot between the 5 and the 0, what do you get?
5.0.
That's foreshadowing, my friend. Anyway, Jay, give me a little bit about the reception of this game.
I can do that.
Great. Thank you.
So for Polygon's top 500 games of all time, this ranked 122.
Yeah.
Out of 500. That's pretty good.
Pretty impressive for a first-person shooter with no story from 1996.
Yeah. So Hardcore Gaming 101's top 47,000 games of all time. That's a lot.
Yeah. It's supposed to be trying to rate every game ever made.
Yeah. Rank this number 45.
That puts it in the top 0.001%, I believe, or somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah. Rated very highly. I haven't looked at the list to see what other PC games are rated as high, if not higher. But that is those are kind words, man. That's serious. So yep. Yeah. And what about Game Informer? What did Game Informer think of this game? Whether it was 22 years ago or 14 years ago.
So with Game Informer's top 100 games of all time in 2001, no rating.
Yeah.
And Game Informer top 200 games of all time in 2009, no rating. Quake 2 did make it, though.
That's how I know these people are fucked in the head.
So Quake 2 actually made 132 out of the top 200.
I'm going to tell you, this might be the death blow for Game Informer in the reception section of the Lost Joystick Network's episodes. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you put Quake 2 in one of these and not Quake, I'm going
to get a hot take there.
That's like saying, you know what? Godfather 1 and 2, not that great. Not going to put them in the top 100. Godfather 3, though, that's number 32. You just go, this list is fucked.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Moving on. Maybe forever with them. What did Metacritic think of this game? For their best PC video games of all time, where did it land?
Number 14.
And there were some things in here I thought was interesting that was ranked higher than. What are those?
Ranked higher than Diablo.
Yeah, the original.
Elder Scrolls 4.
Oblivion.
Yep, Oblivion.
It's normally known as Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Yeah. Don't let Tyler hear you talk about it.
Oh, sorry.
Quake 2 people are something else. He said, man, they fucking are. Yeah. That game, it's not even close. It's not. All right, I digress.
Okay.
What about
And also it ranked in the Metacritic, it ranked higher than The Sims and World of Warcraft.
that's high praise.
Yeah.
That's high praise, my friend. That's I mean, whew. And then Moby Games kind of did rank. They're not rankings. They're compiled rankings for each user rankings, right?
Yeah.
So then I basically laid out the 5 different formats that it was essentially most prevalently on when it was released: Windows, DOS, Mac, Windows Mobile, which is weird, but whatever, and then Linux.
Yeah.
So the best Windows games of all time, according to Moby Games, where did it land?
266 for Windows.
Okay, and DOS?
58.
Yep, which is where it was originally released,
Yep.
right? Mac,
12.
Windows Mobile,
2.
and Linux.
Number 1.
It is the number 1 game to play on Linux of all time. Pretty neat.
Just pretty neat.
What else you got? Anything else about the reception of this game?
So it was remastered in 2021 by Night Dive Studios and published by Bethesda. And it's available on PlayStation, Steam, Switch, and Xbox One.
All right.
So
I haven't played the remaster yet. I've only when I want to play Quake, and I'll talk about it here in a second, I get out the PC, man.
Yeah.
And I get out the old PC.
Well, clearly we played it on the Windows 95 machine.
We sure did.
So
with all that, I think it's time to move into the LGN game ratings. And I'm going to go first. And I'm going to let you decide the other order while I go first, because I'm going to try to write a love letter to a game on a podcast. I've already kind of disclosed what my score will be. My score is a 5.0. And this may be the game that I've spent the most time in my life playing. I still enjoy playing this game to this day, whether it's single player or online, although I don't play online as much. So I just don't really put in the effort to do it. It's more difficult. I just love this game. I don't know what else to say about it other than I've probably, again, spent more time. I worked for an ISP right around this time, and we had a Quake server running there, which ran right off my PC. It was the internet ramp, so it was quake.tir.com. And every night we would get on, and that same stupid computer you talked about that was in my apartment, we would jump online and we'd play against each other over modems, right? We'd all dial in on our 56K modems, and we'd get on and we'd play, and man, you'd play for hours. I would play this game until the sun came up sometimes against people. I still have screenshots from my build. I still have my original build of Quake. I still play with it to this day, the same config, which is a little quirky config. It's a little different than the standard WASD config that people use. But I still have screenshots of when I would go to LAN parties, or I would play on a server and destroy people. There was one guy that played who lived around here. His name was Chopper, and he was pretty good, man. He always gave me a run for my money. But everybody else, not everybody else, but man, I had some of those that was like, hey, I had 30 and this guy had 1. Or I had 30 and this guy quit. One guy changed his name to the Human Target in the middle of
God.
because I was just destroying him. Yes. Yeah, and one of our people in chat, Sock on the Wind, said the Quake modding community is still active for this game. That's not a surprise. It's it's huge, and this game is still wildly popular to this day. They have a Quake LAN at MagFest. You can play against Gen Z and demolish them. Yeah, I actually would really like to do that. Fortnite skills would not translate here. Yeah, but I agree with you, Tyler. I love this game. I'm giving this game a 5.0. This is one of my 3 favorite games of all time, and it is. I don't really know what else to say about it. I got the. I have a bunch of vintage PCs. I have vintage PCs for eras. So I have a DX266. I've got a K6-2500 with a Voodoo 3 in it. I've got a Pentium 3 1 gigahertz with a Voodoo 5 in it. I've got a couple of Windows XP machines, early and late Windows XP machines. And I still bust out the K6-2 and play this. You played it on the K6-2 today. Yep. And it's got a 15 gigabyte hard drive, 256 megs of RAM, and a Voodoo 3. And this game rocks pretty hard on that. And I just
play pretty good.
I just love playing this game. I will never not love playing this game. The end. I don't know what else to say about it. That thus concludes my 5.0 review of one of my favorite games of all time. Thank you very much for enduring this. And who's next?
John.
All right. Let's give John a call. Let's see what everybody else thinks, because they're sure as shit not going to like it as much as I did. Nobody can. Let's see what we got. Oh. We're good. All right, let's see here. Where's our friend?
Oh,
John?
like you want my list?
No, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
Are you ready to call John?
I am.
Having old PCs is so fun until you have to play old games at old frame rates. Maybe, although I still really enjoy playing Quake, and I like playing old games on my old, the old CRT monitors and stuff. I got a nice 19-inch Sun CRT. It's a Sony Trinitron. That thing's beauty. Anyway, we ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's give him a ring.
Hello?
It's the man, the myth, the legend. He's going to talk about barbecue sauce and everything Streets of Rage in Kansas City. And maybe Super Famicom or Famicom games. Mr. Famicom Box himself, because that's what Tyler says I have to call him. Retro game enthusiast, John Young. Well, I panned that out great.
All right, you talk to him.
Hi, John.
I'm getting the wild chair.
Am I contractually obligated to talk about all those things?
No. I mean, if you want to, you're more than welcome.
No, I think I'll cover a couple of them. Barbecue sauce. It's very sweet here. I'm an older man. I want to say I'm an old man, but I'm what most young people would call an old man. And man, there's too much sugar in that barbecue sauce. Tone that stuff down. I don't care about your molasses.
How dare you?
Really?
I did find out that I can buy Meat Mitch locally, their sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, that makes sense. My favorite barbecue place here is a Texas barbecue place. Don't tell people here I said that.
I actually prefer a Carolina sauce.
Oh yeah, especially like a white sauce. I like that vinegary thing.
Yep.
Let's are we calling up Tyler?
We could see if he can mule us some sauce. I like some Carolina Gold.
Not a bad idea.
I could whip you up some Carolina Gold.
I like Carolina.
Okay, yeah, I'm into
I don't really.
mustardy. Yeah, a little bit of sour.
I only want that if I'm having like pulled pork with coleslaw or something. I wouldn't want like that would not be my primary barbecue. If I was doing like a brisket or what are we talking about? What's happening?
No,
Is this
brisket.
Quake?
Yeah, I want to do a smoky sauce.
Just finish that point. I did a habanero mustard on a bratwurst and some nice sour coleslaw the other day. Really good.
Sounds good.
No, I'm playing the game right now. It's great. I'm currently inside of the Gerudo temple.
Oh
And,
yeah,
man,
that's where all the
God,
that's
here
where all
we
the
go.
ladies are. You can't be a guy in there.
in the
Are you a
temple?
vo or a vi?
So back to this barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
How about back to Quake?
Okay.
Oh yeah, the Dairy Queen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a Blizzard.
Tyler doesn't like vinegar sauce.
My history with Quake, I didn't play it when it was around. I did play Diablo 1. That was more my speed, and I do remember that being kind of like, maybe I'm confusing with Diablo 2, which would have been later, obviously. I do remember the online play being kind of like a cool new idea that you weren't charged for.
BattleNet.
What's that?
It was BattleNet is what you used for.
Okay,
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Quake I missed. I was a fan of Doom, and Quake just for some reason kind of missed me. So I was kind of going into this a little kind of open, without any real background with the game. I did play a number of games around that time that were similar. What was the one where it had really bad Confucius quotes? You remember that one?
Diablo?
No. It was like FPS, like
No idea what you're talking about right now. I don't know.
It was literally like you would get these little like fortune cookies that would say like Confucius say man with butt stuck in drawer has ass in jar or something like that. I remember.
No
Some
idea.
really bad. Yeah. Anyway,
People are dropping like flies now.
What's that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, people know what I'm talking about. The chat's probably blowing up about it. Anyway, so I completely missed the Quake thing. And so I did play the remastered. I did not know that Trent Reznor did the music, but that totally makes sense because Alice, you had mentioned earlier, was that Atticus that did that or somebody else that was...
Alice McGee. Or not Alice,
sorry.
American McGee.
American McGee. No. The music.
For Alice? I don't know.
Nails was involved. I don't know if it was... it doesn't matter. Anyway, so similarly, like it had kind of a similar music tone, and it kind of made sense that was the same American McGee influence, because I think I still have some of those action figures, the American McGee action figures from the Alice, like with their boxes. Those were pretty awesome.
What'd you think of Quake?
Oh, Quake!
We've been on for 10 minutes now, and you've mentioned that you played it, but you've talked about barbecue. You've talked about everything else except Quake.
I did give him a list.
I think I've talked a little bit about my background with Quake. No.
You're good. I'm just giving you grief. Good.
I went into it blind. I
Quake?
did play the Switch remastered, so I was kind of a little concerned that maybe I was being influenced by the modifications they made to it. So your review did make me feel a little bit better about that. I did not play with the mouse because Tyler didn't tell me I needed to earlier.
No.
But
Yeah, it was too late by the time you found out.
What's that?
It was too late by the time you found out.
But exactly, I would say the misgivings that I probably overlook for Doom, I feel like Quake really kind of iterated on that. It seemed like a fun game. I don't have that background, but I definitely, what you were saying about like the sounds and being able to know where people were, like that kind of is reminiscent to a 007 for me. And I could see how this would be a fun game for that. And then just the accessibility of those LAN parties at the time, I see all that nostalgia kind of building up in it. As somebody that's outside of that and just played on a Nintendo Switch with a Pro Controller on the remastered, I had a lot of fun. It's a surprisingly good game. The music is good. I don't know if Trent Reznor's voice acting is up to snuff, but it was not. It wasn't like Dana Carvey doing it or anything. So no. I was kind of teetering there to say, like, I was a little concerned that my Switch would kind of push me off of it. But I will definitely, when I'm done with this Gerudo Temple, go back and play more of it. I would say it's a 5.0 just based on my limited, couple of hours of playing through it. It gives me a little bit of that nostalgia kind of and not that I had played it, but kind of like rediscovering it a little bit. Jay, I won't be talking about Super Famicom because I don't collect a ton of that.
I don't know why I said Super Famicom. I was trying to cover it.
No, that's fine.
Thanks for putting it out there now. I'm fucked.
But I would say it's similar to what I love about my Famicom collecting in that I learn like a game from a time period. Because I'm trying to remember, there was another game that we reviewed at one point where like the level design and everything was very reminiscent of games of that time.
Godzilla
that you just
2.
Don't see anymore, right?
It wasn't Godzilla 2.
No, so like Duke Nukem, I can't remember. It was like the second one.
I don't think we've done.
They start throwing hordes of enemies at you, and then it changed how the levels were designed. It changed what people are looking for inside of these games. I feel like Quake still has a lot of that kind of old nostalgia. Maybe it just hit me at the right time. But based on Mike's review, I'm sticking with a 5.0. Like, I couldn't find anything wrong with it. I did really like the music. Maybe I'll find some way to throw the Fragile into my Nintendo Switch and kind of,
You don't have your old Duron PC that you built in 2003? You could play it on that.
See, you're saying this, but I actually do have an old Windows 2000.
We could get it running on there. I could get it running on too. Maybe that's NT based. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, by NT based you mean like NTFC, not FAT32?
No.
Okay.
But yes.
Okay. No, I'm surprised with how much I enjoyed it. Honestly, now that you said Alice, I kind of want to go back and play American McGee's Alice. I know that they released that at some point.
It's a good game. Play it.
Oh no, it's great. I really loved that game, but I also am a bit of a Alice in Wonderland fan.
Well, then it would be a perfect
children's
fit.
Books.
I read a lot of children's books. Every book is a children's book if the kid can read. In the immortal words of Mitch Hedberg.
To read good. for children that don't read too good.
That's right.
So now that I'm done contractually talking about Quake, can I talk about other things?
As long as it's not Tears of the Kingdom.
As long as it is Tears of the Kingdom. Go ahead.
It's not.
Yeah, I can't believe they just killed off everybody. Is this a spoiler-free zone? Am I not supposed to?
Oh my God! I can't believe Zelda was Luke Skywalker's father.
Yeah.
What?
I think it's Bert Kreischer's father. Anyway,
I got that one. The Machine movie.
Yeah, thank you. And I just saw a preview. I don't know anything about it. I did have some pretty interesting pickups. I did mention it inside of our chat, but apparently not everybody listens to the podcast is on our chat. I got like 30 Famicoms in a lot for like $5 each.
Wow.
So I might try my hand at modding them for a little bit of AV type situation. I bought everybody's favorite case of Famicom disc power supplies, like an unused case. So I think I'm at like 20 cases of Famicom stuff. I'm pretty excited about that. And it's not baseball. And I know Tyler kind of messaged me about this earlier. I got another like 40 Super Mario Brother 1 carts. So I'm going to try to open those up and maybe this weekend kind of put my photos of all the different chips, what the earliest versions I find are, like on a separate Instagram, and maybe put my list out there somewhere.
I was worried you were running low.
You should start rickrolling people with those, John. You should start putting little pictures of Rick Astley inside of them, and then when you sell
go
them,
open it up, and then there's Rick Astley dancing.
Like, I wonder
on
what
his
chip
jeans.
this is, and they're like, "Son of a!"
He got me.
I think I'm at about 400 carts at this point, and I don't know how many unique chip numbers, but you know, a lot of them are those
at least 3
drop chip situations. Yeah, probably at least.
Now, I know you could put at least 400 different pictures of Rick Astley in there.
Yeah, and Mike already talked about it. I'm going to be at VGS. Jay, you're going to be able to make it to VGS?
I might. I gotta see.
All right. Well,
Fingers crossed.
Determined.
Should be a good time. We're going to try to find a good pierogi spot.
All right.
All right.
You got anything else for us, John?
What's that?
Anything else?
I miss you, Jay. Why don't you come visit anymore?
More. I do need to come down to Kansas City.
Hey.
Get some ribs.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's figure that out. We're going to figure that out.
I have a grill.
Let's figure that out.
Not that you want grilled ribs.
I'm there. All you got to do is ride along, Jay. I mean.
Oh, all right. Let's go. We'll figure that out offline.
All right. AFK. Got it.
All right, John.
Acronyms work. All right. Later, gents.
And that wraps up for the latest episode of Back to Barbecue Talk with John. KC Masterpiece himself. Retro game enthusiast. 5.0 for Quake. For episode 5.0, John Young.
It's pretty good.
It says that Mabel, I says.
It's pretty good that you're still here.
He hung up. That was pretty funny.
Always. I turn my back for 5 seconds, and this is what happens around here. Who's next?
I like they threw the Bert Kreischer joke in there.
Yeah, I know you do. You enjoyed that one.
That fat bastard's pretty funny. Not John. But John's funny, too. He's not a fat bastard. Who's next?
I'm just going to let you keep digging this hole, whatever you're doing. Yeah, who's next?
Who do you think is next?
Bob Coleman.
Yep.
Bobby K.
Yep.
Let's call him.
Grip King of Chicago. Mr. Mustache himself.
Let's see here. I'll call him right now.
And this commercial break is presented by...
We need filler for this, actually. This would be good.
It does. What's the name of Julie's company again?
Julie's Sweets in Flint, Michigan.
And this commercial is, or this episode is brought to you by Julie's Sweets in Flint, Michigan.
It's true. We get this bad boy connected.
She does not make sweaty balls, though.
No, yeah, well, she might.
She might.
She might. I'm going to go over that later. I'll let you know.
Ugh,
I'm not.
that was not cool.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's the wrong phone number. I was calling John. Hold on. I didn't even mean to hit it.
That would have been pretty funny, actually, if
All
you
right.
picked John. Oh.
All right, let's give Robbie a call. You got it? It was right where it needed to be. All right. All right, let's give Robbie a call. I got it.
Hello.
I don't have any kind of fancy intro today, so I'm just going to say, welcome to the show, the Quake King of Chicago, Robbie Coleman, 8-Bit Currency, everybody. I'm bad! What's up, buddy?
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Chilling.
I'm a little sleepy. I was up all night playing Quake.
You son of a bitch.
Eating barbecue ribs.
No, that's John. This isn't John.
Oh,
Leave the ribs out of it. It's
Actually-
always with the ribs with you.
Yeah, I don't care about fucking ribs, all right?
He's a vegetarian, for the love of God.
you would if you were playing Castlevania 2. Wouldn't you?
It's all spicy potato tacos, no ribs.
Mhm.
Get on the trolley.
Castlevania 2. You still gotta like ribs. You gotta have the rib.
You don't have to eat it.
I'm going to hang up.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have a long time ago. Go ahead. How you doing, buddy? Let's try this
All
again.
right, man. I did play, been playing Quake, got really sucked into it. I got all three, or no, I got 3 runes, got one more to go. I almost beat it yesterday. And then I looked at my watch, and I was like, holy shit, it's 1 in the morning. I was like, time just melted away. I think I started playing at like 8:30 p.m. And it's like,
But
that's how that game is, man. It's just so immersive. You just get lost in it. I
that
don't know.
you just described like all of my like 1996 to 1999, basically.
Right. That's kind of how I felt, because I talked to you the other day and you were telling me about that. I was like, I guess this is just, I'm just having this
It,
effect that for the first time ever with Quake, because this is a new experience to me. I was always a Doom guy,
yeah.
and I'm just now playing Quake. I'm doing that Bethesda reissue on the Switch, and it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It
Phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal work.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I'd get on and I'd play. So, like I said, this was not even a joke. This is not a turn of phrase. I would play till the sun came up sometimes. Like if I didn't have to work the next day, maybe I went to bed, maybe I didn't. Who knows? I'll find another server. I'll jump on and play somebody.
It felt good because, like, you know, as an adult, you don't really get those like long sessions as much as you used to. I still do every now and then. I'll make time to play video games. I'm like, just that's my block of time for the evening. But like, man, that was a real time melter, man. I burned so many hours on it. I like didn't even think I was there for that long. Like my lady left to go do something and came back, and I was still like just firmly planted on my couch, and she came back and had not budged an inch. And I was like, hell yeah. Played Quake all fucking night.
Hell yeah.
And this is only one player mode. I never did any of the battle play it was famous for, or any of the LAN party shit. Because I'm playing it for the first time in 2023. I played Doom in the 90s, but like John, for some reason Quake missed me. I don't know why. I have no reason for it at all. It's just one of those things. I think I just got all the FPS thing out of my system with the Doom game, and then
I could see that. I was
and
not.
I didn't have a PC. That's the thing. I wasn't a PC gamer at all, and so I played Doom, the crappy Doom ports, like the Doom for 32X and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like, I never
Saturn
played
Quake.
any of that shit on. Yeah, I never played any of that shit on. Yeah, I didn't have a fucking Saturn.
Quake
So.
64. Bleh.
There is a Quake 64, right?
There sure is. There's a Quake
Unfortunately.
2
Is it
64 as
bad?
well.
There's
Yeah.
a whole number of really bad 64
It's not
games.
Yes, it's one of all the bad 64 games. It is it's not terrible, but it is
Okay.
John touched on something, and I don't want to interrupt your review of this game too much.
No,
but
go ahead.
I'm going to
Go ahead.
say this was when GoldenEye came out too. This was not long. So a lot of people, like you either were playing like GoldenEye on
Pick a
the
side,
64, or you were playing like Quake on the PC. And I'm going to tell you, they're not even fucking close. One's like a tricycle with training wheels on it, and the other one's like driving like a goddamn Bugatti or something. It's like
Or Red
it's
Ferrari.
basically if you were a home console gamer or a PC gamer, that's it.
yeah.
Like that's
But
what you had.
People who have nostalgia for GoldenEye and that era of console gaming, from a multiplayer perspective, I get it. But I'm going to tell you, you were playing a goddamn kids game compared to like this at the time is what it was.
I played the shit out of GoldenEye just head to head with a bunch of homies because one of my neighbor friends just had that with the 64, and we burned a whole summer playing that in Mario Kart all the time in between like skateboarding and like TPing houses. So like pretty good summer.
Did you say skateboarding and TPing houses?
Yes.
You just literally checked both things on my list for the summer of 2023.
Wow, that's what you're doing. That's what you've been doing all summer so far.
Skateboarding and
That's
TPing
it,
houses.
buddy. I got a gang.
Nice.
I got a gang, and we're gonna do it.
Could do some LAN parties and TP some fucking houses. Party like it's 1990.
You laugh, but you'd be in on that so hard.
I would. Man.
You'd be like, you're like, maybe we should go fucking TP Sheps this week. Let's go get Nick.
Let's go TP Maddie. We should TP Maddie.
Oh man, we'll have to edit this so he doesn't hear it. Well, he doesn't listen anyway anymore.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna TP Maddie.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Like totally like, oh man. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a good. We'll leave like one clue that he'd be able to piece it all together with.
I'm gonna leave like a copy of Zelda 2 on the door.
Exactly, something like that. He's like, it was fucking Robbie and Pitts. I know it.
And I'm gonna leave a Polaroid of a screenshot of the MK2 end screen.
Yep, exactly. A picture. No, we need to take a picture of us in front of the TP'd house, and then it says Shao Kahn is no more. Like take the text from the Mortal Kombat victory screen.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be good. Anyway, fatality.
Yeah, Quake's pretty awesome. I mean, I picked it up and I was like, yep, I know exactly how to play this because it's framed just like Doom, everything about it. The only thing I noticed right off the bat, which I also talked about with you the other day in a phone conversation we had, the ability to aim up and down.
Yep.
It's like a game changer for this. Because in Doom, you just point in a general direction and you can just blast, and then it'll hit a guy that's way up high out of reach, even if you're just really not even near him.
Point in the general direction.
I like because you can just kind of like, you can just fudge it. Like, fuck it, I point in that direction and I'm just going to blast my shotgun and they'll go down even if he's like 50 feet in the air. But the Quake thing makes it a little more precise because there's crosshairs and you can kind of do that.
The interesting part about that is it's called mouse look. Okay, so you should be using your mouse.
What?
It's called mouse look was what it was called, and you enable.
Oh, that makes sense.
It was not.
I'm using the analog stick on the Switch Pro pad.
But it was not enabled by default with this game. You had to go tell it to turn it on. Like it was not. Mouse look was. Yeah, like if you would have played Quake out of the box without making any changes to the controls or any of the settings, mouse look was not enabled by default. At least in the early versions, like 101 or whatever it was. So yeah, it was very weird.
Just like you just be handicapped basically, like you would just miss all the time. Guys on other levels.
I don't know if it would. To be honest with you, I don't remember ever playing it without it. So the only thing I do remember is enabling it and being like, "Holy shit! I can literally look in any direction. This is insane. I can like look up while I'm running backwards and aim at something and shoot it, and then like rocket jump myself up to something. It was just like this insane thing.
I didn't know about that. When you were just talking about it, I've been playing this whole game without knowing about the rocket boost thing. If you just aim at the ground and shoot the fucking ground and blast you up.
If you shoot the ground and jump, you can shoot yourself up into the air. And my friend wrote a script. I still have it. I showed it to Jay today. It was basically this thing where he's like, okay, you would create an alias to say, rocket jump. And then you'd say, look down, wait this long, execute this command, and then look forward, and it would shoot you down. It would shoot down and then point you back up so you could look forward immediately. It was one of the two scripts I ever used with this game. That one, and he also wrote one that was like, the grenades, right? I would hit enter on my keyboard. It would throw a grenade, and then it would revert back to my most powerful weapon, whether it was rocket launcher or whatever, immediately. So it was very handy when you were like trying to like fish somebody, like flush somebody out of an area. You could throw a bunch of grenades and then instantly have your gun to blast them. So then I start blasting. So, I don't know
how they did on the PC, but with Switch, like you use the left analog stick to control the character, but the D-pad. You could point up to select your shotgun or two different versions of the shotgun. You point right to use a nail gun, down. It's like you can quickly like switch to weapons without having to like cycle through the little like E or whatever when you bring that up.
Come to Michigan, sit down at my old PC and play it. and you're gonna be like, holy shit! Like the level of control that you have, it's amazing. And that game, like you like it already, play it like that, and it's like a complete game changer. It's insane. So anyway.
Sure I like it, but I just don't have any old PC lying around.
That's why I said come to Michigan first.
Or a multitude of them, like you do.
No idea what you're talking about. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I love it, man. I was hoping to be it before we end up talking about this, but I'm just going to, as soon as we're done doing the podcast, I'm probably just going to fire that up.
Be up till 2:30 in the morning playing it.
Yeah. No,
text me when you're done.
The last few levels get really hard. I'm saving through a little bit, man. I'm just like, because around every corner I get wrecked by a lot of the enemies that share parallels to Doom characters, like the little flying guys, are like essentially the red ball guys from Doom. So
very similar. I concur. They are
the annoying four-legged spider robot looking those. Or whatever. Yeah, they suck.
They're called Vorbs or something. Balls. I forget what they're called. There's something
they're like a homing missile that just fucking.
They throw that thing at you. It's like this scary web thing, and you're like,
ball.
You can't get away from it. I hate those things. Anyway.
Yeah. 5 out of 5 for me. I mean, I'm sure that was assumed with my review so far.
I am not shocked whatsoever. So
I hope now that Tyler's in the chat, I haven't seen him in a while or on the chat or heard from him in a while, but I hope he's proud of me that I'm actually playing the game and talking. Because I've been doing a great job, I must say, in the past episodes, actually playing the game we're talking about. I was just like,
he's going to be upset
with work before, and I'm not giving it a shitty review, and I'm not giving like crappy NES game a good review either, man. Like that's spot on.
He's
spot on right here.
He's gonna be happy you played it, but upset you didn't use the mouse.
Yeah, I know. Negative points. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. Look, you're here.
Purists.
You showed up. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm hopefully, if my schedule isn't too incredibly busy this summer, and it'll align with Mattio's schedule, and him and I might come on down there for a little podcast
LAN party. We'll do a LAN party.
LAN party. Yeah, we're coming down. I'm bringing Mattio down there for a Mortal Kombat 2 tournament. He just won't shut up about it. He won't shut up about it.
He says, "I'll draw the bracket and draw the names, but I'm not playing."
All right. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really need to talk about any other shit, I guess. I mean, I got some stuff, but it was not that exciting. The only cool thing is I got some underpriced Sega Master System games from a store. They were very clean and very complete, and replaced or upgraded a few of the games that were harmed in the Great Topo Chico incident of a few episodes ago. So they rectified that.
Thank God.
Those were some nice copies.
Yeah?
Yeah, they look pretty good.
They're fucking nice, man.
It wouldn't surprise me. I expect nothing less from you.
Yep, I'm a real condition snob now. That's all I got, man. I'm at the end of my rope with collecting now, so I just upgrade.
Ever since he upgraded that Flintstones, it's all conditioned. He's like, oh, now it all has to go. If I can do this one, I can do them all. He says.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
By the way, everybody out there in podcast land, if you want to buy Flintstones Dinosaur Peak, I got a real not nice copy if you want to take a look at it.
It is a patinaed copy.
And also, good bad news, nobody's listening. So
there's 4 people.
Yeah,
but it's
all 4 of you guys out there.
All right. Is that it?
All right. Yeah, that's it. I'll catch y'all later.
Sounds good.
All right. Bye.
Well, I'm hanging up now because I know he'll be some smartass if I don't. I got my finger hovering. Oh, and there he goes.
On you.
The Grip King of Chicago and Quake aficionado on the Switch #1. 8-bit supremacy, Robbie Coleman, everybody. All right.
This is the song that will not end.
Look, I can't help it. If it's a banger, it's all bangers here.
It's my turn, huh?
Jay?
Me and then good old Shazimi Z.
Sashimi Z is back with a vengeance.
I can't wait.
I miss that guy. Or girl.
He's a dickhead.
She? Maybe. He, them, they? I don't really know anymore. It's a him. Maybe.
So you better watch your pronouns with him. He's pretty picky.
He's picky.
Yes.
What do you got, Jay? You're feeling the pressure, aren't you? It's the 50th episode, 5.0s across the board. What are you thinking, Jay?
So I'm honestly.
You hear that knocking?
I've been fighting this since we started the episode. So before I just stop it.
Get the fuck out, he said. Don't do it. He's telling you not to do it.
I like how Tyler just strolls in.
He knows.
He's like a goddamn absentee dad.
And but he knows his
He
son.
disappears and then he comes in.
But he knows his
and
son.
starts just right out of the gate.
Go ahead.
So the game is great.
Yeah,
I think the game pioneered a lot for what now is common or today gaming, but
things
the
we
future
take for
of
granted
gaming.
nowadays
Yes.
were originated or developed or ideologized by Quake. Also, the use of the color brown popularized by Quake. That's why we were all wearing, flannels and khakis and corduroys. I think is Quake. Maybe not.
What in the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
Okay. But either way, but I'm not a big FPS fan.
Yeah.
And it's even worse because if I watch, I get motion sickness super bad. And it's for all FPS games.
This
It's
one
not-
especially. Whoa.
It's better with what we went over earlier that you talked about. You
Yes.
can take the gun bob out of it and all
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
It's better.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm fighting it because it's like the game is great. The game is a 5.0 all day.
All right, I'm writing it down.
My problem is,
Nope, you already said it. I'm
well, I'm going to keep talking, but I'm talking myself into my decision.
I'm going to edit the rest of this out. It won't be in there.
But the problem is I can't play. I can't play for a long amount of time.
So it's not your fault.
And
it's not
that's
the game's fault.
Yes, that's where I'm torn.
I see. It's fair.
Do I love it
Yes.
from gameplay and from nostalgia and from what it's done? Yes. To play it just in general,
It's hard for you because
it's hard, but it's not. Again, I'm not a big FPS fan. Like I've been very vehement that, and
I'm really not either.
Tyler and I can talk about this later about
Offline.
how much Metroid Prime is a trash game. And I'm sure he'll sit here and go, well, now it's a good game. Because taking taking an action platformer game and making it into an FPS was a great idea, said no one ever. Ugh.
There would be no Metroid Prime without Quake, maybe. Well,
Then maybe I should lower my Quake score.
Damn you, Quake! 4K!
But no, I've never been an FPS fan. Like I don't like Prime, clearly. I don't like Call of Duty. I don't like a lot of those games. I'm just talking myself down. It's a 5. It's a 5.
I knew it.
It's a 5. I'm writing it down. 5.0.
Excellent. I don't know if we could have scored it anything else. Even if you were going to say it was like a 3.5, I probably would have put 5.0 on the graphic just because there's too much continuity going on there. With the cake and the cookies. Come on. Anyway, so Quake 2 out of 5.
No, I give it a 5 out of 5. I give it a 5 out of 5. It is. It's a pioneering game. It's a great game overall.
It is.
It makes a great cake.
I was going to say, like, how many games have cakes? How many cake? And it rhymes with cake. It's a Quake cake. A Quake, as it's known.
They should partner with Little Debbie and make Quake cakes.
Fat Deborah.
Yes, Fat Deborah.
Maybe. I'll talk to him. I don't have any contacts over there. It doesn't sound like Quake is a 5. Well,
Quake
you know
is
what?
a 5.
Let's find out.
Me playing it is not a 5.
I think we need to find out from our friend Sashimi Z what they think. You about ready?
Is he calling?
No, I don't think so. I got a review.
Oh, okay.
It's right here.
Yeah, I didn't know he sent you a review.
It's offline. It's off camera. They call that OC. Off camera. I'm going to read it for
That'd
you.
be stage left.
Yeah. No. I don't know which one is which.
Yeah,
it
it's
stage
kind of like
left
the
or
whole
is it
baseball
stage right?
thing, left field, right field.
Yeah, which is it? But depending on whose perspective. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Sashimi Z's review of Quake for the PC. Quake is the coolest game that has ever existed. And it was following up Doom 2, a game where you go to hell and murder the devil with a rocket launcher. So, big shoes. But Quake doesn't just have the Satan-tinged lava pool hell hallways, which it certainly does. It has medieval, industrial, space gothic levels filled with Lovecraftian horrors, chainsaw ogres, and literal sword-wielding armored hell knights that explode into piles of blood and bouncing corpse chunks. Valid. That's called getting jibbed, whatever.
Yeah.
And somehow, despite coming before everything that could reasonably be considered its peer, it has the most fluid, deepest, highest skill ceiling movement in the entire genre. Fuck any of you that don't give Quake a 5, especially Robbie, who probably played it on Nintendo 64. 5 out of 5. Bonus review.
Oh.
Quake 2. Imagine having a completely unique gothic metal horror shooter and following it up with a rebranded generic Space Marine shooter that you slap the name Quake 2 on. Fuck Quake 2. 0 out of 5. Thank you, Sashimi Z. Never in my life have I agreed with Sashimi Z more. Quake 2 is 3 I like, but 3 is just deathmatch. It's an arena game. 2 is it's the most generic, homogenized. Hey, let's make Poochie the rockin' dog for Pitchy and Scratchy. Rostify Quake 2 by about 10%. That's pretty much what Quake 2 was to me. It sucked. Anyway, there you go.
I think it's funny that how much Shazimi Z doesn't like Robbie and how much I don't like Shazimi Z.
It's a weird dynamic we've got going here on the Lost Joystick Network, isn't it?
I think I just need Robbie to hate me.
It's a sordid little
He's
bird.
pretty close to it after. What game was it that games wasn't that
I don't
he got mad
know.
at
We're
me
all
about?
kind of close to it if you ask me, but
Hating me?
no. What?
Oh.
Anyway, moving on to collecting. We got a sound for collecting? I'm going to need one. People, let's come up with one. Dee. Collecting. All right.
It could be this.
I love trash.
Well, yeah, if we were talking about the Nintendo 64 version or Quake 2.
I just meant grading.
Oh, well, there's that
Since
too.
that's in our collecting segment.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the collecting and speedrunning? I've talked a lot this episode.
You have. You talk a lot.
What do you got?
This is kind of weird for me to do it.
Yeah, I want you to do this one.
All right.
If you don't mind.
No, I'm good.
I'm asking, not telling.
So for collecting, versions they have shareware in the digipack and then the big box. This is the big box, correct?
Yep.
And then you've got the shareware, the digipack.
This is the digipack. Now, this
Yep.
is not the shareware,
Oh.
okay? Because the shareware has a sticker on it that says shareware on it.
Oh.
This, I believe, is the full registered version.
That's just the digipack.
Digipack.
The digipack.
Correct.
But they have the shareware and digipack and then the big box version, which is in front of us here.
Correct.
So, as always,
How much would this digipack cost you? Say in this condition, complete.
in that condition?
Yeah.
I'd say $10 to $15.
What if it were sealed?
If it was sealed, I'd say probably a good $50.
Cool. Now,
Loose though, and nobody don't buy it.
Who-
If you're buying a CD, we've said this to exhaustion when we talk about we've talked about PlayStation games. Don't buy loose disc games. Just don't. Like, why are you doing that?
I just got outed for eating. They're cookies, man. It's I'm celebrating.
Yeah.
Anyway, so do me a favor, Jay. I'm going to show this to the audience here that's watching. There aren't that
Yes.
many people, but
Yes.
here's the art on the inside of the digipack. Now, let's
Did you
say
say meow?
meow. Let's say that it's 1996 or 1997.
Yeah.
And I showed this to you, and I said, Jay, who do you think did the music this CD by?
I would actually probably ask you if is that a new Nine Inch Nails CD?
It looks. I've never really looked at it that way in my life, but when I look at it, I'm like, this is the art of a Nine Inch Nails fucking CD all day.
Yep. Looks like Downward Spiral
Yep.
or
yeah, it's
The Fragile
If anything
or-
from Sin on,
Yeah.
I would be like, yeah, sure, it's got the right tones, it's got the weird who knows. It's just hilarious to me that I just looked at it and thought, yeah, of course it's a Nine Inch Nails CD. It kind of is.
yeah. So, but again, they didn't have any loose. There's no pricing for loose on that. On the big box,
Throw out loose discs so people can't accidentally buy them in the future.
Agreed. Tyler, that is one thing I will 100% agree with you
All
on.
right. Big box. We got one right here.
Big box, so they have loose.
Beauty.
Why? Loose is $15.
I would also say of all the games that if you wanted to buy this for like a retro PC and you wanted the disc, I could see you buying this just loose, like in the CD case or something.
I was gonna say, even at that, you still get the case.
You're getting a CD case.
You're just not getting the actual box.
Yeah,
so you're
or the
not buying
manual.
just a loose disc.
Correct.
Okay. But loose for the big box, $15. CIB is $100 to $200, condition sensitive.
Yep.
And then sealed, $200 to $250.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
What about graded sales of this game?
Graded sales. So
Now we should start by saying PC games not graded by WATA. They don't do those. Not as far as I'm aware yet. I don't think CGC does either. VGA,
it's just VGA, isn't it?
They're the only ones who I believe do it right now, mostly because they have their own acrylic manufacturing company or whatever, and they can all those boxes vary in size. So go ahead.
So of course VGA did it. It was the big box, sold on eBay. It was a VGA 80 plus, and it sold for $8.99, and that sold on March 18th, 2023. And there's a VGA for the viewers. Mike has a Breath of the Wild Wii U that's graded VGA graded, and it's an 80 plus, ironically.
Yep.
Which you can see, their cases are nice.
Their cases are so much nicer. WATA's putting their new cases out, and they're better, but they're still not as nice as VGA's.
Yeah.
They're just not.
So, 2 VGA graded Digipack copies on Heritage Auctions, a 90 and a 95.
Yeah, they are very highly rated, and they will go for a lot of money. Even the Digipack will probably. I'll keep my eye on them.
That auction?
I have to look. It was gonna end in like a month or something. It was not even like at the time I wrote this, which was about a week ago. It wasn't close to being done yet. So yeah.
And of course, all the info we got was from Heritage Auctions and eBay.
Yep. So tell me now. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
By the way, play this game. Play it on a vintage PC if you can.
Yeah,
I would. I did today.
It's not, and it's. I mean, if you have an older monitor, I mean, people, I'm sure, be like, well, it's not a 4K TV and a PS5 or an Xbox Xbox Series X or blah blah blah. It's honestly, it's fun and it's absolutely fine. It doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
It isn't all herky jerky. Like, it's actually fun.
Yeah, I thought so.
So
what about the people who've played it the fastest?
Oh, like a speedrunner?
Yeah. Oh, and Tyler says First Print has a jewel case, not a digipack. Get that, CIB. Now, before we digress to speedrunning, which I was about to move on, Tyler's been doing a little bit of research trying to find like the first print of Quake, because it came out, what did we say? June of 96, June 22nd, 96?
June of 96. June 22nd,
And I know that he has found there are different dates for the actual files on the CD. So what's funny about, that's kind of how you can carbon date things with PC games versus like when John was talking about the different ROM chips for Super Mario Brothers, those chips have different date codes on them. These are like, when did the files get changed and burned onto a disc or whatever it may be. So,
you know what? This is episode 50. I say we fly by the seat of our fucking pants tonight.
Yeah.
If he's available and wants to chat about this, I think we should give him a ring.
If he wanted to talk, he could call in. He knows
if he
my
wants
number.
to.
He doesn't have to. But he's been
I mean, if he wants to talk about the semantics of the...
He might be in the shower. I don't want to put any pressure on the guy.
Hey, he's got a pair of AirPod Pros. Those are water resistant.
maybe not. I don't know what kind of...
Tyler, if you wanted to call in, I'm not trying to put you on the hot seat, but if you wanted to... Oh.
Tyler Wilkin. Your own point five. All the time, Tim. Your own point five.
That's a good intro right there.
Hello. Oh. Dang it. Why didn't it connect? You there?
Whoa. Hey.
Oh, shit! Ah! Mom!
We'll edit something in there for him, but ladies and gentlemen,
perfect. What are you talking about?
Tyler Wilkin from the Collector's Quest podcast joining us.
How you doing, buddy?
We're going to talk about collecting some Quake. Man,
Let's
Quake's
go.
a really good game. Mike, I didn't even know you were like some kind of Quake fanatic.
I am a huge...
He's off the rails with it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time. And like I said, if you've been around for the show, it's one I've probably played the most. So anyway, yes, I'm a psychopath PC gamer from the mid-90s. And this game is the coup de grace of that for me. So how are you?
I'm doing great, Mike. I'm just thinking about Quake. I haven't played Quake recently, but I did notice one thing. We have talked about getting you a nice first print of Quake, or at least, a nice, good copy of Quake. And I'm sitting here looking at the stream, and you've got a second print or a later print box sitting right there in the front. So what is going on? I didn't tell you to buy that.
Yeah, I didn't consult with you when I got it, and I'm sorry. Honestly, this was you probably didn't hear the story, but at one point I went out to buy it's sitting right here. What is this? This Panasonic AG500R CRT TV, the one that looks like a microwave, right, with the side-loading VCR. I'm sure you've seen it. And when I went out to buy it from a guy, he had a number of games. I said, "Do you have anything else for sale?" He said, "Yeah." I went inside, and he had Phantom Hourglass, a bunch of Zelda games, and he had Quake 1 and 2 complete in the box. And I was like, "What about those?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." So I wound up getting it as a part of a very, 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 very good deal. And I have not gone to pick up an earlier print since. So I'm ashamed, and thank you for pointing it out on the show. I should just throw this one in the garbage and try again is what I'll do.
All right. I could live with that. I mean, if I saw a nice copy of Quake, I don't care what version it is. I'm going to buy that nice copy of Quake.
Yes.
But your copy says full registered version in the bottom right of the box. The earlier box says full registered version in the bottom left. And then, as you already said, the original version, it comes with a jewel case, like a plastic jewel case, rather than the cardboard digipack. And it has a different disc.
Now,
There's a bunch of variants, but the digipack disc has 4 Quake logos on it, and the jewel case disc is just like a muddy brown, looks like garbage.
well, this one has the digipack inside of it with the 4 logos. I do have the version you're talking about that's in a jewel case, but it obviously came from a big box, probably an earlier print at some point. So I've actually never even looked at this version of it. I looked at it has the installation, paper that you got, but I have the exact jewel case version you're talking about, because I looked at the version of the files on it, because I remember you were talking about that, and I don't remember what it was now. That's why I was curious. What are you looking for with the versions of Quake for PC? The dates.
The date, so I believe the earliest date is July 31st, 1996 on the files of the disc, and most of them are August 1996. This is like real crazy people stuff. Like 5 people on planet Earth know about this, including you. This is like the most obscure thing in the world.
Yeah,
but the jewel case, I think, jewel case is way cool. A jewel case kind of, I don't know if I'd call it rare, but pretty uncommon. Almost every version of Quake you're going to see comes with the digipack.
I'll have to look. I went to go dig it out of course, because I'm a psychopath, I have a plastic tub full of CD-ROMs for PC, and it's a lot of stuff that I didn't keep boxes for, or I got from a lot. Like, I have American McGee's Allison there. I have the Daria, whatever it was, like the planner, like it was an electronic planner program, like for the Daria TV show, stuff like that. But I know it's in there, but I didn't dig deep enough for it. And I was like, well, I've got this one, it's fine. But then I got called to the carpet on it. So
it's just a tote full of loose CDs, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sad, but I use them. That's why.
I do have to warn you, and all 7 people listening to this show. So there is a Quake re-release. It was Quake 1, 2, and 3 that came in the same box. That version of Quake comes in a jewel case that looks very similar to the first real print of Quake. But on that version, there's a TM after the Quake logo on the front. So very similar to all the other games. You don't want the TM. You want nothing.
This is the wild, wild west of collecting is PC stuff. It's worse than Genesis. It's awesome, but it's insane. Which is why I'm glad you're here, because you know more about this than
I only
anybody
know this because I only know this because I love Quake, so I've gone like super deep into the rabbit hole of Quake. But like, you can't. There's no general rules to PC games. You just have to go into individual games like super deep. Quake just happens to be one that I have because it fucking rules.
I agree. I'm glad you're here to say so in episode 50.
Got like people playing it on a controller, people who haven't beat the game. Like, guys, we need to get in a death match and like school these kids.
Yeah, I'm thinking we probably should set something up here.
Set up a LAN party.
I actually set up. It's funny. Not that long ago, another podcast that I listened to was doing Quake, and I set up a Quake World server out in AWS so we could all get on and play. Because I was like, hey, I set this up. I already got a server out there, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. So we would get on. This was a couple years ago, but yeah, I could definitely set something up. We just have to get a bunch of nerds with the game, and I already know at least one. You.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you were saying that Quake is one of the first games you played via sound, which is really interesting because kind of one of the first games I played that competitively too. So I started out, I mean, I played Doom and Quake single player as a kid, but then I moved on to Unreal Tournament when I played multiplayer, and I was doing that. But then I came back to Quake, and like Quake is maybe my favorite multiplayer first-person shooter. I never played it as a kid, but then I went back as an adult. Like, that game's super good. And that's really the first game where I got into doing things like timing when power-ups respawn and like really knowing the map. Because like in Unreal Tournament, I would just like run around randomly and just shoot dudes. But in Quake, it's really important to like memorize when armor power-ups respawn, or to like understand when you hear something, you know where someone is because they're at the armor power-up. Yeah, all that stuff. I did the exact same thing.
Quad damage was a classic. You knew when somebody had, or the invincibility, right? If they had quad damage, you're like, oh, well, I'm fucked. I better, like, you knew you had to hide. Like, you could hear them get it, and you're like, I gotta hide. I gotta go somewhere where they can't find me for 30 seconds. I gotta go. So yes, I agree. But that's interesting that you had the same experience.
I used to always try and hide in the water.
Yeah, that's where I just started shooting in the water, man. That's what the grenade thing was great for. That script, I just start hitting the grenades, and like I would throw them and shoot and throw them and shoot, and you'd flush them right out of there or into them. Yeah. Anyway, so well, cool, man. How are you?
You know, I'm doing great. I'm buying video games. I'm recording podcasts just like you. We live a very similar life, Mike.
I know. I realized this when you just said that. I'm like, you know, we are a lot more alike than I think we realized. So yeah, I was playing my. I had Jay today play Quake 2 on a K62-500. So that was fun with a nice
Quake,
Microsoft and Telemouse. Yeah, Quake.
Wait, you were playing Quake 2 or Quake 2?
No, we played Quake on a
K2.
Was it a what did I just say? K62-500.
Yeah.
Sorry, Quake on a K62 AMD K62-500 with a Voodoo 3. I think it was an AGP card.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had
on
good
a
time.
Sun monitor.
Was it?
Yep.
So Quake. I mean, I'm just as big of a Quake fan as you, and it's one of the first games. It's probably the first game that I played on one of my retro computers. So I have an Athlon 1, and like I was so excited because like when you're building this old computer, like it's a lot of work. You got to figure out how old computers work, how old operating system works. It's nothing like, you know, installing an operating system today. You click next a few times and you're good to go.
Correct.
You got like IRQs and all this crap. You got to like figure out what hardware like even works together. But then like you go through this process, it's like hours, especially if you're new to it, which I was when I built this. And then you get really excited. You got everything installed. You got DirectX installed. I screwed up DirectX installing it for the first time. And back on Windows 98, if you screwed up a DirectX install, you can't uninstall it. You reinstall the operating system.
Yep, you have to
it's
start fresh.
Start over. Yep, buddy.
So I did that.
Welcome.
I boot up Quake. And it runs at like 28 frames a second. I'm like, oh, fuck Quake. I'm not playing that.
Oh, good times. Yeah, that's pretty. You just summarized most of my, my teenage to semi-adult years there. Like, oh yeah, I built a computer. This fucking sucks. What was I doing? I just spent 4 hours building this thing. Half-Life keeps crashing. Why is Half-Life crashing? It's the only thing on this computer. Anyway. Well, very good, man. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. We should talk more often. I want to hear more about Disney, and I send gifts to your wife every day in Pokemon Go, and Jay will be soon. I got to get her friend code because we got Jay playing Pokemon Go too now. So
yeah.
All right. Well, she appreciates it. Also, guys, I got the greatest video game from Japan. This is a teaser. I'm going to just advertise my own podcast on your smaller podcast because I'm rude.
Please, please
go.
do. You guys advertise us all the time. And I know I haven't taken the chance to tell you, but I appreciate it, Tyler. I know Mike does too.
we do.
I appreciate you. You guys are my shower entertainment. You guys are just always on when I'm in the shower. It's amazing.
I'm just flattered. So what's the teaser? Give it to us. What's up?
Oh, I bought the best video game out of Japan. I've taken the history and their best video game, the most collectible thing that they've ever made, and I've taken it out of the country. And no one knows what this is, so it'll be revealed too.
So we don't even get to know what it is. You're just like,
don't.
Oh, I see. This is the big setup.
This is the TV. You gotta listen to the show to find out what it is.
All right. Well, I will be. I just listened to your top 10 Saturn games to start your collection with, and that was seemed like you guys had to pivot pretty quick there.
Was Quake on that list?
Yeah, no, it was not. Although it's right over there if you want to grab it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. So no. Anyway, we obviously love the show, and thank you for jumping on, man. So, yeah, we'll have to talk more about Quake. Obviously, I didn't know you were. I knew you were a fan as well, but obviously, I didn't know you were as fanatical as I am. So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Don't let me hold up the show, guys.
Yep.
So now you're holding Saturn Quake. I don't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't want to be associated with that. So, all right, well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Yeah,
See ya.
bye.
Thanks, Tyler.
That was nice.
I love him. Him and Johnny are both awesome.
I concur. I'm glad that we're all friends. It's nice. So, Jay, with all that being said,
We still didn't do speedrun.
no, I'd say let's burn through it.
Let's speedrun it.
Yeah.
All right, I got this. So speedrunning, number of runners, we had 130.
It's a lot.
Number of runs, we had 2,721 runs. Let's go.
That's way more than Yar's Revenge, which had. Do you remember?
That's way more than like the last 7 games we've played.
Yeah. Do you remember the Yar's Revenge?
2?
How many runs?
2?
Yeah, exactly. 2 runners, 2 runs. So yes, this game gets run quite a bit. What runs are there in speedrun.com?
So we got 2 types overall, 4 types total.
Okay.
We've got easy and nightmare, the 2 overall types.
Yep.
So we've got easy and nightmare just getting through the game.
Any percent, essentially.
Yes. And then we've got easy and nightmare at 100%.
Correct.
So I'll go in sequential order here. So I'll go easy, nightmare, easy, 100. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Easy was done by Muddy, M-U-T-Y.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it he or she did it in 11 minutes and 42 seconds.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How long into that video did you get before you wanted to throw up?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
what
that was that video. Like, both of us, we were like 2.5 minutes in.
Well, he does this weird jiggly thing where he's going back and forth.
Yeah,
and
he
I'm
was like bobbing and weaving when he should have been weaving and bobbing.
I heard you want to barf, and
Yeah.
like you're doing that. Like I can't watch this. Blech. But yeah, it was 11 minutes 42 seconds. Was the fastest this game's ever. That was like 5 months ago. I think he set the record.
And then Nightmare was done by Kukai. It's Kukkye.
Sure, something.
In 15 minutes even.
Yep, 15 flat.
And then Easy at 100% was done by Jukebox, Jukebox. 36 minutes and 29 seconds. That's a big difference.
Yeah,
going
well,
between,
because
I mean, I know they're taking a lot of shortcuts and they're
Easy's
cutting
just
their way
getting
through the game. Yeah.
Easy isn't even like, you're not like clipping or anything weird. You're just literally trying to get to the exit or the portal as quickly as you can. 100%, you have to defeat everything and find every secret in every level. So it's going to be a substantial difference. Obviously, in this case, 3.5 times longer.
Yeah. And then Nightmare at 100% was actually done by Muddy, who did the original Easy.
Yep.
M-U-T-Y. And he did it, and he or she, we watched that one.
Yeah, it was he.
57 minutes and 16 seconds.
That is correct.
Yeah. And all those were from, all that info's from speedrun.com.
Also correct.
You are correct.
Well, I think that's a show.
That's it.
I mean, episode 50 is almost in the books, folks.
It is.
So next time you're listening to your favorite podcast and they're talking on their episode 50, you ask them if they got a cake.
And cookies.
Ask them if Julie Sweets baked a fucking Quake cake.
Or Jay and Mike cookies.
Jay and Mike cookies.
You notice I grabbed the Jay and Mike one. There is a Mike and Jay.
You gotta say, forget Oreos, eat Mike and Jay cookies.
I wish it said Jay and Mike for the number 4 ever.
4 Evs. But yes, anyway, so moving on. Thank you for being here. This is, I think it's a big episode. I thought it was, I was happy to make it to 50. I'll be happy to make it to 50 in real life too. But it was,
You're getting there.
I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all of you that are in the chat room or the people who call in. John, Robbie, Tyler, anybody that's ever been on the show. I really do. We've had a lot of fun. I've made a lot of good friends. I think you could say the same. And I hope that we can keep it going, because I don't really care how many people show up as long as the people I like do. That's all that matters to me.
Yep.
So, yep.
Rocking and rolling. So and
with
we could
that,
actually, since I wasn't on the very first couple episodes, we could do my 50th episode.
yeah, that's right.
soon.
I think it's 58. Wouldn't it be 58?
Yeah, I think I came on in the 8th.
Did we even talk about the best cookie of all? The Triforce cookie?
Here we go again.
We did, because you said that's the most we're going to talk about Zelda tonight.
Yep.
I just wanted everybody to know there was a Triforce cookie that I'm going to eat. Jay, we've celebrated episode 50 long enough. It's time to remember the past, but move towards the future. With that being said, what's our next episode going to be?
It's summertime.
It sure is.
So we got to do a summertime banger.
Yeah.
So we're going to do TNC Surf Designs by
LJN.
on
LJN. The Lost
playing
Joystick Network.
on
The NES.
There you go. That's what I was looking for.
Town and Country Surf Designs.
Yes. Town and Country Surf Designs.
That is correct. We're
Do
going
we
to
have
do that.
Skate or Die on the list?
It's in there somewhere, yes.
Okay, good.
I'm almost positive it's coming up. We need a clip show. That's what Tyler says. We need a clip show. 50 would have been a good clip show. 51 would be a better clip show. And when are we gonna do this?
That will be in 2 weeks.
June 13th
Yes, June
on
13th.
Wednesday, tentatively.
Yes.
So
We might make some changes. I've made some work changes, so we might have to pivot a little bit. We may go back to our old time.
maybe a little volatile
of course,
right now.
Yeah, we'll
Waiting
of
to find
course.
out.
That's something in the works right now. We'll of course we'll be very vocal about that.
Well, if
when
people
that
want
happens.
updates about that, how would they find them? Where
Oh.
would they find that?
Well, the easiest way, I know Valdor's here, would be our link tree.
Oh,
Yeah. It's linkter.ee
yeah.
/lost joystick.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, linkter.ee.
Linktra.
Linktra.
Nice.
Or if you want to go to the individual social media pages, Lost Joystick is for Instagram and Twitter. And Lost Joystick Network is for Facebook and Twitch. Or if you want to shoot us an email, you want to go to info@lostjoysticknetwork.com.
All true.
All true.
Thank you again for being here. And
Thank
thank
you
you
again.
everybody for being here, whether it's remote or on the phone or listening in your car or at your desk at work or whatever it is. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we can do another 50, man. Or one. If we can get to 51, I'll be happy at this point.
We're going to be at 51.
But you never know.
We already got the show picked out. We got to do it.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Mike was hit by a bus, but we still did Town and Country Surf Designs.
Well, we can do it. I mean, they do it in movies all the time. I can piece the audio together of you and make an episode.
I'm imagining me like in traction. Like, go out there, have fun, and be safe. I just got hit by a bus. Anyway. Or in the shower. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
or in the
So,
shower.
all right. So with that, I would say go out there and have fun and be safe and don't get hit by a bus. But you should do one other thing. And you know what that is?
Do tell.
Be excellent to each other. I hate you all, psych. Fuck you. I'm out.
Wow.
I'm gonna eat this cake. Actually, I'm gonna put it right in your face.
Ah.
Psych,
Oh,
I'm just
you
kidding.
did something.
Yeah, I don't know what I did.
Oh, you hit the mouse.
Yeah, well,
It was like going nuts.
whatevs. Wouldn't it be hilarious if that was like a prop cake and I just smashed it right in your face? And you're
That would
like,
be pretty funny. Actually.
this is delicious.
The best cake I've ever had in
It's
my life.
delicious.
Well, that's it. 50 in the
Got 'em.
books.
We did it. I don't really know. It wasn't that big a deal till the cookies and cake showed up. It was kind of cool, and then this stuff I was like surprised by it. Are we cutting this cake?
I don't know. Are we? I didn't know if you wanted to save it for Amy.
Oh, she wants a picture. She'll be cool. I don't have to take it home to show her.
It's up to you.
You want a piece of cake?
Who are you talking to down there?
I was talking to you, but I thought I cut my ankle on these shitty chairs.
Oh, you just looked down.
I thought I just got fucking like.
We need to go chair shop.
I thought I thought I might have had to have gone off to get a tetanus shot because I just thought I scraped my ankle open on the chair. So sorry, I was looking at my ankle. I talked to you, but I was talking to you. You want a piece of cake?
You meant like I'm going to turn away
Let's
a piece
go.
of cake. What the
Who wants to watch us eat cake?
They're like, nobody.
Tune in, everybody. I heard it's white cake with cream cheese frosting because I like white stuff, apparently.
Tyler, how many episodes are you on Collector's Quest now? Or how many episodes are you guys in?
25?
What did you say?
I think it's 220 something.
I thought they were over 300. Are you over 300 yet, Tyler?
224, I think.
223, he said, I think.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I think the latest one was
He said a lot.
a lot, yes.
A lot.
How many has he been on? Don't ask me.
He said, sorry, we're not over 300. I don't know why I was thinking. Oh, I'm thinking of,
Retro Warriors.
yeah, Retro Warriors. There's only like 4 podcasts I listen to. And Collector's Quest and Retro Warriors are the main ones I listen to. So.
It's Charizard. Tell the people about your new addiction.
What's that?
Tell the people about your new addiction.
Oh, it's not that bad.
One more look for the people watching.
Just don't dump it on the floor.
I won't, but look at that. Look at
pretty awesome. I love that she did the brown icing too.
It's perfect.
Tyler, you're thinking of a harder working podcast.
You must be.
See, that was our trick. You guys brag. You guys talk about how great our podcast.
Cut it.
Just cut it in half. No, I don't know.
I'm just gonna cut slices out.
Yeah, it's
I don't want it to
cut
fall
slices.
apart when I get home. All right, I'm doing it.
I wouldn't cut all the way across then.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna go like this.
Yeah. Okay.
You about that good?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't need a ton anyway. So, but no, that's Tyler. That's why we have such a fancy set. Is just for the simple fact of then we don't have to work that hard. Well, Mike does because he does all the
I
editing.
do all the work. Yeah, Jay doesn't do shit except show up and look good.
Nope, I show up. I do the playlist most of the time, and
Look at that.
turn on the TV.
At the last second. Oh shoot, we gotta turn the TV on. He said.
I turned it on earlier,
It was
but it
fine. I
didn't.
know, I know.
I don't know why it did that.
That's funny.
It was dumb. But yeah,
I'm gonna tell you. So far, reviews are in. Cake's 5.0.
Cake's 5.0, ladies and gentlemen.
So far.
5.0. Oh, Mike's eating is a 2.5.
Denver is getting. Mine is getting worked over here, buddy.
Woo, it's rough. But yeah, episode 50 was awesome.
I agree. You want something to drink? You wanna wash that cake down with some pop?
I still got part of this Pepsi over here.
I do not.
You have water
I do.
or milk?
Not cold though. There might be some right there by the door. Oh here, I got one.
Okay. All right, guys. As much as you, I'm sure, want to listen to us eat cake, we're getting off. We're closing it out.
What?
We're closing it out. We're gonna wrap it up.
I thought we were gonna play a live Quake death match.
No, your PC's not here.
Work on that, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought people want to watch us eat the cake.
No, we're not gonna sit here and eat cake while they watch us. I'm surprised there's 4 people still here.
But you gotta stick around for the 4.
No.
You ever heard that saying before? I just made it up. All right,
Ridiculous.
show of hands. Who wants to watch us eat cake?
I'm waiting for. 5 now. Somebody else showed up.
See?
Apparently, that's what they're here for, is to watch us eat cake.
They heard there was a Quake cake and someone was gonna eat it.
You know what would have been better? If we would have followed this episode up with Portal. Because then we could have talked about how the cake was a lie.
Oh yeah. It's not though. It's real.
It is.
It's the truth, actually. See?
John will watch.
John will watch. Valor's got his hand up.
Valor's just doing it for the Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. He's always tied in, you know. He's locked in. Got some Charizard going back here. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
What?
We did a trade in Pokemon Go, and what did you get?
Does anybody in here play Pokemon Go?
I don't give a shit if they do or not. They're gonna know what you got.
I got a perfect Charizard.
You got a perfect, lucky
perfect
Charizard.
I did.
You're welcome. I got a Bidoof.
Everybody knows that's Big Dick B.
Everybody know that's Big Dick B. Anyway, so yeah, I guess we can cut him loose.
Yeah, we're going. Let's wrap it up. Stop it.
No,
Yes.
I'm busy. I wanted to watch me eat one bite.
Oh, for the love of Pete, everybody please leave.
They won't leave. They're sticking around. They like us. I can't blame them. We're
They
great.
probably just turn it on and walk away from the computer
That's what I do.
just so we feel better about it.
I wish I could do that with this show. All right.
Oh, hey, Velda.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll give you mine now.
I'll give you mine.
If I have my phone. Where's my
Velda, you
phone?
rock the Pokemon Go, huh?
See?
You want me to just hold my QR code up to the camera?
Yeah. Can you scan the QR code through the Twitch stream? That'd be hilarious.
Ooh, who's that? I don't have that guy yet.
Jason, it's all a whole new world for him. Oh, new load screen.
Yeah, you haven't seen that
Well,
yet?
Aerodactyl, Axew, Riolu. Who doesn't love Riolu?
I don't like him.
Lucario? Lucario's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Friends. Add. All right, you ready? Mine's awesome. My code rules. My Pokemon Go trainer code is 7666 9769 9512.
Are you kidding me? Oh.
I didn't walk away when my eyes are closed. Now we're eating cake. It's like a goddamn 10-year-old's birthday party. We got Pokemon anime over here. We're sharing Pokemon codes. We're eating a video game themed cake. There's Pepsi.
John, are your eyes closed and you're just imagining us talking?
Told him it was an awesome code.
All right, here's mine. 1820 88 82 1562. Oh.
Yeah. That's
Oh, you know what, Tyler? I'll add her on right now.
Eva
4.
Yep.
I know 3. So if she sees that and she's like, "Who's this weirdo that's asking me to be friends?"
That's his.
Just tell her it's Jay from Lost Joystick.
She's very active. She sends gifts every day, as I try to as well.
9. What is that? 9. 5.
Hey, War Turtle. Is this the guy you're talking about?
Yeah, I just got him. I didn't have him yet.
That's the evolved, or the.
That's. I'm not gonna try and pronounce her name. That's her name on there.
Squirtle. Yeah.
Okay.
Eva.
That's not. That doesn't say Eva.
Whatever. Yeah. No, it doesn't. It says a very long thing.
Send a friend request.
There you go. There's an Alolan Raticate.
I'm still waiting for Valdor's friend request here. Get good, Valdor.
Well, there you go. It's upside down, Ada. Ada, yeah. Oh. It's upside down Ada. Ada Uma. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, read it.
Upside down Ada.
Ada.
I see now. That makes sense. I never knew what it meant.
She's smart. We're not.
I mean, she did marry Tyler, though.
Man, that's cat with long ass arms.
That cat with them long ass arms. Oh, Valdor just sent me a friend request.
No, I got one too.
Look at us.
I'm gonna decline it.
Not before I do. Accept. Valdor, boo. Nice. I'm gonna send you something right now, right from the podcast. Let's see, Valdor. If I can get it to do it. Send you a gift. Do I have? You know what? I'm going to spin this stop that's right here and send you the gift that's right here. The local 432 is the building that we do. Oh, there's a Charmeleon. That's the stage 1 before Charizard.
Oh.
What's going on with all these stage 1, Gen 1 Pokemon out here?
Oh.
It's craziness. With the crazy. Let's see if
So
we get
you sent him the 432 one?
Yeah, that's when I sent him. This one's a pain in the ass. These guys are pains in the ass, man. Charmeleons might be the biggest pains in the ass.
I'll send him Kyle's shop.
Yeah, Retro Replay. There you go.
There you go.
Little.
Their wife will be sending one too. Cool.
Let me go send it to him.
Oh, look who got himself a Mewtwo at the last event.
Zelfria. Somebody else sent me a friend request.
He just said his wife.
Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, I gotcha. Awesome. Let me see if I got that gift yet. Local 432. Did I get one? There it is. All right. I was low on gifts. I've been trying to send them because I got to get to level 49. Getting to level 49 requires sending 500 gifts to your friends.
Good Lord.
And that is... Valdor, what's your favorite Pokemon? And also, Tyler, what's your favorite Pokemon? Wait, his is... his is Alakazam? Or Gengar?
Tyler, how are you not playing this?
I forget which one it is. Alakazam, I think. It is. Yep. Got it. That's right. I want to know Tyler. I want to know not Tyler. I want to know Valdor's.
I hate games that feel like jobs.
Yeah, that's fair. I enjoy it, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
Oh, Ada and I are friends now.
Woo! Networking. I don't really know what that meant. That didn't make any sense.
I'm gonna send her a gift from Pansy's Pavilion in Flushing.
Woo-doo-doo. That's where I live.
In Pansy's Pavilion?
I pay one job game, and it's a fitness game. So it makes sense. That does make sense. If I dig up my account, I'll send you guys some gifts. I got PAL Pokemon. They're slightly faster. Yeah, they run at 50 hertz or something. It's weird. I get all mine from Europe. Alakazam or Gengar. That's funny. His is the same as Tyler's.
Oh.
Alakazam. And then who's this Gengar? Somebody else I know is Gengar's favorite. Matty Mace's is Totodile.
Does Matt play?
I don't know if he plays the game or not.
Oh.
Mark does. Right, Kurt? Get his code.
Send.
Anyway, we've belabored this long enough. Although, see, it was a good thing we stuck around, huh?
It is.
Yeah. Alakazam could. He absolutely could. Psychic, Dark, Ghost, get wrecked.
Sending
Smashed.
Valdor's wife the Sammy Davis Jr. Memorial.
Yeah. He's always so happy in that picture.
He is.
It's true. Alakazam could wreck Gengar. You know why? What I've been teaching, which I've been teaching Jay about, typing.
Damn, her Rapidash is crazy looking.
Remember I sent you the thing and I was like, okay, use this guy. And you're like, I fucking wrecked that guy because I
Yes.
used that guy. It was Machamp on something. I was like, use Machamp. And you're like, holy shit. I just like a hot knife through butter. I'm like, that's stab, baby. Let's go. Anyway. Yeah, I'm also, I somehow in the last few years have become a Pokemon dork. Although I always use the line that I was too old for Pokemon when it came out. Like in 97, I was 22. So, ugh. But I do enjoy it. All right. Uh-oh, what's this?
What's what?
Oh, that's not his. Never mind. This is old. I thought it was a picture. It was a picture. Like, somehow I got to the very... There we go.
Alakazam would
All right.
rep Gengar.
Yeah, typing. Psychic.
Alakazam wouldn't touch my Charizard.
Alakazam is a glass cannon. He's like... Him and Gengar both are like great attackers, but they get wrecked pretty easy because they're weak to stuff. Anyway, all right, we're gonna go now. Enough Pokemon Go talk, or is it? We'll see if people want to talk about it. Stick around. You guys want to talk some more Pokemon Go? I've caught a lot of them. So.
Oh, you know what's cool now? They can invite Valdor can invite us to raids,
And vice versa.
and we can invite Valdor. Hell
The problem
yeah,
is
let's
remote
go.
raids are like $2 a piece now.
Oh,
That's
are
the
they
real
really?
problem.
Ooh.
Yeah, the remote raid passes went up double. There's a whole controversy about it.
Oh,
So,
maybe
all
I'll
right,
fix
we're out of here. We're gonna go for real.
Yeah, we are.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks,
Talk to you
guys.
soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Where's my thing here?